Madison's trusted Kia dealer. Stop into Metro Kia on the east side of Madison or metrokiaofmadison.com.
Everybody's ego takes a shot on this show.
You gotta keep your chill with Jim, Matt, and Molly.
I am savage.
So you're not special.
Jim, if we want to play this game, we can play this game.
And I'm just like, oh my God, this guy's gonna swing on Jim. He's a complicated fellow.
People like me.
I don't think so.
This is Jim, Matt, and Molly. Presented by Coors Light on 100.5 ESPN.
We're learning a lot about each other.
We got Homer, Matt Hamilton.
Yeah.
We have...
Pessimist Molly.
No. Realist.
And then Contrarian.
Total. Yeah.
Jim Rutledge here.
It's Murr.
I'm the flower,
Mr.
What is that called? He made chicken soup out of chicken poop? No? What is it?
Chicken salad out of chicken.
Yeah. Chicken soup out of chicken poop sounds better.
Like, I'm not going to get on a radio show and talk about it.
Broadcasting live from the Everlight Solar Studio in downtown Madison. Alongside Matt Hamilton and Molly Brown, here's Jim Rutledge.
It is Jim, Matt, and Molly. We are presented by Coors Light. The mountains are blue. You know what to do.
And that's crush. Coors Light.
Pablo Iglesias trying not to mess it up in the back there. I almost messed with him and said try not to muck it up just to see if he freaked out about a dump button real quick. So Pablo is running the board. Ryan, what is Ryan doing? Just assistant to the producer today? Is that Ryan's title?
You're going to say muck it up just for chips and giggles?
Exactly. Now, Matt, you don't have as much carte blanche as far as pretend swear words because you swear on this show.
Oh, I mean...
Because you were, again, if you are new to the show, and again, this is Jim, Matt, and Molly. He's Matt Hamilton. Molly Brown, I am Jim Rutledge. Matt, pulled a Tarek Sala, which is nothing you really want to be associated with if it's talking about being on the radio.
Oh,
Tarek Sala
I didn't get any sacks recently.
Good for you. Tarek Sala once spelled a swear word on the radio thinking that it was okay.
It's okay.
And you just thought the phrase bleeps and giggles with the S word in it, you thought you could just say that on the radio.
It's such an...
When did this happen?
This was
Rutledge and Hamilton days.
Hamilton days.
Back when we were
R.I.P.
nominated 2 years in a row for best radio team in Madison. I don't know if Molly's going to run.
It's also probably why that show got canceled, am I right?
Ouch. That co-host of Jim's just can't... He's got a potty mouth.
He does.
Savage.
I have also... Did you drop the F word at me once?
You did.
Almost.
I think you did because he was making you so mad. I remember I was driving home.
Me?
Yes.
Yeah.
He was making you so mad, and I swear you said it. I am 90% positive you said it, or you started to say it and then you stopped.
I think that's...
You're about halfway through the word.
I think that's where I was at.
It happens. Jim
Fudge.
pisses us all off.
I don't know what you're talking about. And everyone likes me. 844-770-3776. That's an F for Pablo there. He did not get to the liner that we were looking for.
What liner? Sorry.
People like me.
Oh.
Yes, that's right. Pablo will figure it out.
Ryan probably has like 50 buttons back there.
Yeah.
Give him a break.
Pablo, we got high standards on this show.
Do we?
People like me.
We are not WBA award winners.
Hey, Pablo, better
I
late
am.
than never. Okay?
Do we have it? Pablo's a WBA award winner, by the way. Are we okay with him being a part of the show?
Absolutely.
Judgmental
you guys,
Jim.
I'm literally a part of the... I'm sitting in the same room as
you
I
won one
won a
too?
WBA
Oh.
for Lead Her Forward.
All right. Congratulations, I guess.
Thank you. I appreciate it. I did not nominate myself.
Got the best
like
trophies
Jesse
money
Nelson.
can buy.
Thank you.
Amen.
I didn't even get to attend the event. I'm gonna go next year when I get
gala?
nominated. I'm gonna get nominated again. I'm gonna win again, and I'm gonna go to the gala.
You're not getting nominated for this show.
Oh, yeah, I am. I'm going to
we're not-
embarrass you.
no.
I'm going to have Ryan put it in the open that this is a WBA award-winning show.
I don't want to be now. I was mad when Strofe tried to nominate us a few years ago. He did it. Like Alex Strofe loves these things.
Oh, he does, yes.
Yeah. That's why he has like 12 beers at him.
Yes, he loves it for the free. And then, it's 2 years ago he threw up on himself, and last year he peed on himself. So
Journalists love free food is what I'm getting at.
yes,
That is true.
But-
I mean, I think everybody
But wait,
does,
I'm
but
sorry.
especially journalists.
we can call Pablo a journalist. Alex Strofe is not even adjacent to a journalist. He
Yeah.
is a radio talkie guy. he is a talking
Judgmental
guy.
Jim.
Pablo at least did some reporting.
Yes, that's true. But Pablo did real work.
Now he's trying to be a talkie, but
No idea. Irrelevant.
he's stepping down. But that's right. We're still happy to have Pablo part of the show, and I guess we still have Ryan part of the show. Like our show is a lot to handle, so now we just have a lot of people involved.
Yeah, everyone wants to be a part of it. They see that we're going to the moon.
And we're just fun.
Yeah, that's true.
844-770-3776. Rob says, wait till he gets on the phone, and then Pablo can really worry about the drop button there. We are on YouTube. That's where Rob watches us all the time.
Yeah,
I'm
when
wearing
Rob calls, you gotta kind of feel him out, see how good of a mood he's in. If he's in a good mood, you can put him on. But if he doesn't seem like he's in a good mood, you probably just hold him till break and say, that can't get to you. That's the move.
This guy. Matt Hamilton, I like your Wisconsin pond hockey hat. You're looking good.
Yeah, so I'm wearing the hat because it's new, but Molly had pointed out,
old.
She's like, hey, it's like 80 degrees outside. Kind of a bad day to wear a pond hockey hat. I'm like, she makes a good point.
Yeah, but it's not a hat
It's
that you
just
can
new
wear.
for me. That's all.
But it feels like fall going into winter vibes. Like tomorrow's weather would be the perfect day to wear it because it's
How
gonna
do
be
you
like
know
60s.
Do you know the weather every day?
I mean, okay, I actually don't look that often, but I did look today because we're going to soccer games all day tomorrow, and I'm like, I wonder what the weather is. Am I wearing a sweatshirt or am I wearing like a tank top?
Well, it just depends if the government's going to change it or not.
True, yeah.
Facts.
It's up to them.
I did appreciate.
They might send a hurricane to Wisconsin.
Yeah, I
You
did
never
appreciate the Northern Lights yesterday, so that was nice. Thanks, government. They brought that to Wisconsin. Yeah,
exactly.
That was nice of them. Appreciate that.
Getting the ionosphere all charged up.
Yeah, no, that was a nice little treat for us up here. So
Yeah. Did
Oh,
you see the Northern
indeed.
Lights yesterday?
I didn't go look, no.
Molly could not be bothered.
she's the furthest north of us.
Well,
I
it's
know.
funny
She had to
because-
deal with me and Jim all day. She's like, I'm not getting back on my feet again after that.
No, it's funny because like I woke up in the middle of the night because I got like insomnia and all that stuff right now. So like I was scrolling on my phone.
Being
so
pregnant sounds wonderful.
Yeah, it's great. Try being pregnant with twins. But so I was like scrolling and I saw 1,010,000 pictures of people's like Northern Lights stuff, and I was like, oh, I should go look and see. But I'm like, Then I gotta get out of
myself a
bed.
snack.
I did eat fruit snacks in the middle of the night.
You just had them bedside?
No. I got up.
Well, you said
I
I
had to go
had to get out of bed.
Oh,
so then I was like,
yeah. That's true. That's when I should have gone to do it. No, the only time I get out of bed is if I have to go to the bathroom. That's it.
Yeah.
Which is about 5 times a night. So I mean, I
could've
should
just
have
peeked
made
out
it
the
work.
window one of those times.
But then I was like, well, what if I do all this work to get up and then go outside and then
they're
there's not even the
there.
lights and it's like,
Yeah.
well, I just wasted my time.
Exactly.
The one thing
Exactly.
with the Northern Lights that at least when I was up north this summer, we were vacation up there, and we were like, that's the place you can see them really well because there's not a lot of like street lights or city lights there. So the sky was pretty clear, but the secret is it looks better through whatever filter you take the picture of on your phone than it does.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Because
so
you get like
the contrast.
Well, it's like a 2-second photo, so
Yeah.
it can take more light in than your eyes are actually
true.
taking
Yes. Like so when you watch it, like at least when we saw it. Saw like kind of a vague teal and some loose colors. Nothing as beautiful and iconic as you see in the photos.
I mean, last night there was like actual visible pinks and
and there was
stuff.
visible pinks, but it still wasn't the same as like when you go out. When I went out there, I'm like, oh, I was expecting it to be like what you saw in the photos because I
Right.
never went and looked for
Right.
it. And I was like, I can see it. It's just not at all like what you see in the photos.
Oh, okay. And then I'm even less bummed.
I will say though, like when they are like, if you were up north yesterday, like
Yeah, they
the
can-
Duluth area
yeah.
and stuff, they move.
Yeah.
Like I know you don't see it very often. Like normally it just looks like kind of like a green hue, but like if they're going, it's pretty good visually too. But it's always better through a camera.
844-770-3776. We're going to talk to Jason Wilde a little bit later in the show. Like I said, we're on YouTube. That's why I was talking about Matt's hat. I'm supporting my my team, the Mets, today. So I saw them play once in New York at Citi Field in the Subway Series. So now I'm rooting for that Subway Series. So I can say
Perfect.
There you go.
this year I saw the World Series team play each other. Like that'd be pretty neat.
That would be really cool.
So I'm going to root for that. And Molly Brown in the studio as well. We are live from the Everlight Solar Studio. And I want to get to Romeo Doubs. I'll just be honest. I hate this story because there's just so much we don't know.
Mm-hmm.
And it's very much this is truly one of those where it is what it is. It's going to play out how it's going to play out.
Mm-hmm.
So I'll come back to that in a minute. But this popped in my head the other day because Unsportsmanlike with Evan Cohen, weekdays 5 to 9 here on ESPN Madison, he referenced, or the show referenced, because I saw it on their Twitter, have you ever used or bought the Michael Jordan cologne? Have you ever used Michael Jordan cologne?
No.
It still exists, apparently.
I have not.
Molly,
No.
Jose
I didn't
never
even know
used
that,
a Michael Jordan cologne?
I didn't know that even existed.
And I already talked to Pablo about that. He had never used it.
I'm like Aquaphor by Davidoff.
Okay.
That's the one.
All right.
It's like some aqua something.
Aquaphor?
No, that's something else. It's something like that. Some blue bottle, some fancy
He uses
one.
that one where it's that naked dude getting out of the pool with all the water dripping off him. Matt's
Oh,
like,
you mean
if I spray
you
myself
mean
with
every
this,
cologne commercial ever?
if I spray myself with this, I'm gonna look like that.
I mean, yeah.
Aquavelva is what Matt Hamilton's going for.
Yeah,
That's,
it's not
that
Aquaphor. I was like, that's what I put on my son's butt.
Hey, Matt's got a very specific smell that he's going for.
right? Yeah, exactly.
Don't yuck his yum, Molly.
Okay, sorry.
Or Jen's yum. I don't know if Jen picked that smell for you, but 844-770-3776. Lionel Messi apparently has a new cologne coming out. And it is always funny of like, clearly these athletes have nothing to do with it. You just slap a name on it. But it got me thinking of what show.
You don't think that they get to like pick out scents?
I'm sure there's like, yes, I'm sure there's like, you're given a few.
Yeah.
Like, what are your favorite smells? And then they're like, hey, here are the three. It's not like they're in the, they're like, pick one and goes, okay,
I
I'll
don't
take that
know.
one.
The Kardashians showed when they were on their show them making their own perfumes, and they go to the lab and they smell
Did
everything.
I
and they
say Kardashians or did I say athletes?
Yeah.
yeah, same difference.
It's not.
They're all billionaires.
Kardashians are a fashion brand where the actual perfume matters. Like all they are is a lifestyle brand, right? Like that's all they
Fair.
do is like be the Kardashians.
Fair.
Like Messi is he? I know he's good at soccer. Is he the greatest of all time? Yeah, Pablo says
yeah.
yes.
Yeah.
Longer. It's no longer Pele.
No, I don't think.
It's Lionel Messi.
Was it ever Ronaldo? I'm just some
Lionel-
random
There's
names.
the whole like argument between the two, but Messi's just got more accolades.
And he's the one in Miami.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay. So that's my soccer talk for the year. We checked that off there. But anyways, back to this. I wanted to know, what do we think? We can poll this, 844-770-3776, because it is a Friday. What ESPN Wisconsin show, as a group, producers incled, smells the best?
Oh man.
Well, Ryan brings our score down, right?
Yeah,
little
but
bit.
He smells like
wait,
bodies.
Hold on. But hold on. Like, you got... Let's go with. I don't know Ashton that well, so I don't know what his smell would be.
Well,
but,
Ashton's not a producer of any of our.
he doesn't produce. Oh, he doesn't.
Django
produce
Tree? No, it's Joshy.
Oh, so Josh, I would say that's a. I don't think Ryan can compete with Josh on the smell.
Yeah.
And then I was gonna say, obviously Jesse Nelson. That's an F. Like that drags it down. He stinks. Smells like Bobby Hill. Bobby Hill smells like the gout. So like that's gonna kill.
What does the gout smell like? You want to describe it to us?
Ointment.
Okay.
Jesse Nelson smells like ointment.
Okay.
Then you
Judgmental Jim.
got Alex Strofe, who
Smells like sexy pepper from his mom, but he's drowning in it.
No idea. Irrelevant.
Alex Strofe drowning in sexy mom pepper, according to
Molly Brown.
Brown over there. So to add context to that statement, Alex Strofe has revealed that his mother buys him cologne, and like the name of it is like sexy pepper or something.
Right.
I think it's like a Victoria's Secret brand.
Here's the thing.
It's
He has
something.
to use. He uses so much of it though.
That's what I'm saying. It's off-putting. Like
like
it's a
offensive.
bad smell. Like if Alex walks through, there's going to be a
There's a
trail.
cloud.
It's
Yeah.
honestly like Pepe Le Pew, like from the
Yeah.
cartoons, where you got that smell. And
He's crop dusting.
Yes, but with cologne. So it's too much. Ryan, he might smell like bodies. Ryan is scentless. But maybe he's scentless
And soundless.
and soundless.
He
Like
can't even defend himself.
I've been told I smell like chloroform.
Bleach.
Smell like a pine handle for a hatchet.
It's the cologne they sold from the show Dexter, actually.
Yeah.
It was really popular back in like the early 2010s.
Dexter for killers.
You're gonna smell killer.
I don't often commit crimes, but when I do, I wear Dexter. So get into the show, 844-770-3776. Northside Nate likes our assessment of Jesse Nelson smelling like ointment.
I mean, what? If you were to take a picture of him and be like, if this was a scratch and sniff picture, what would it smell like?
Like you can see
Sadness
Jesse
and
Nelson
ointment.
in the aisle at Walgreens being like, ointment by Jesse Nelson.
Or Gold Bond.
Gold Bond's a good smell for
Jesus.
So, we'll poll this question, 844-770-3776. What show smells the best? Jen, Gabe, and Chewy? Wilde and Tausch, KBN, or Jim, Matt, and Molly?
I think Jen, Gabe, and Chewy are going to give us our best run.
But here's the thing: I only say this because I was literally listening to their show this morning. Chewy was saying how his shirt, like, because he hasn't been wearing deodorant all week, and he's been wearing like the same shirt all week.
What?
Literally,
Why would he be
stinks.
doing that?
And he doesn't wash his socks.
What? What do you do?
He like turns them
Throw 'em
inside
away?
out. No.
One-time use?
And
That would
no,
make
they're
more sense
multiple
than-
use.
Ugh.
No,
Okay.
yeah,
That's
like legit.
Really, that's bad.
Yeah,
Ew.
we can confirm with their producer Josh if I'm incorrect, but I
So we got that.
yes.
Mark Chmura doesn't shower and reuses his socks. We got Ointment Nelson. So I
It's
like
just, I don't care if Wilde and Tausch smell like roses. Ointment and Gold Bond is destroying that set.
right. You got Alex Strofe would override what the rest of them smell like because Alex, he wears cologne like a 12-year-old boy. Like, I
Yes.
can't remember.
Like middle school dance. Cool.
Right. Yes. Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like basically, he's the equivalent. He's like a walking can of Axe body spray. Like that's.
His parents didn't teach him that, like, hey, you don't do that. You just got to shower and
Less
wash
is
your
more.
stuff, and then you spray a little bit, and then you're good
Yeah.
to go.
Just a little
Spray
spritz.
a little, some deodorant, you're good to go.
Sometimes even just in the air and walk through the cloud.
Right.
That's enough.
We've
It's-
already told that to our 11-year-old. Like,
Yes. It's for you and those who would be close enough to smell you.
Yeah.
They don't need to smell you within
Like the second you walk in a room.
Right. It's kind of like, like 6 feet, like the old, with during COVID of like, hey, let's just, if I can smell you further than 6 feet away, you got too much cologne on
Yeah.
or perfume.
For sure.
Brad probably smells good.
Yeah.
right?
Brad probably takes care of himself.
Kyle, Ben, what do you guys think?
Ben, here's the thing. He's dad now. I feel like he might have gotten his act together a little bit more. But this is the same guy that used to pee in a jar because he was too lazy to get up and go to the bathroom.
Yeah,
like,
Ben's got
Molly,
too
you're
many
already
suspect-
got more calories burned at night than Ben did because he wouldn't even bother getting out of bed.
Fair.
So, like, that's a red flag. I'm not going to – I'll give him the benefit of the doubt that it's probably just pretty neutral now.
Yeah,
Kyle
but
also seems like he wears, like, button-up shirts to work. He probably has cologne. I bet Kyle smells fine.
yeah, I think Ben, the problem is, one, it's going back to it that Strofe being walking axe spray, I think, could just kind of override the rest of it.
Yeah, if he just walked close to Ben, he'd be
Right,
fine.
right. But I mean, like, it just overwhelms the smell. But Ben has too many nasty stories to,
Yeah, for me to think that, oh, Ben probably smells really good.
right.
Robin Madison says the only cologne is Sex Panther. 60% of the time, it works every time.
Yeah.
I actually had to Google to see if that was a real cologne.
No,
Yes, it's Maker Man. 60%.
It's from
Paul Rudd.
Anchorman. Is it
Yeah.
actually
Oh,
a
it
thing?
is?
Yeah,
it's actually a thing, though.
Yeah,
like,
it's-
you can buy it on Amazon.
It's illegal in, like,
Oh.
38 states.
Anchorman Sex Panther. So, yeah.
I think they made it after the movie came out.
Absolutely.
It's a nice bottle, though.
Well, in the movie, it's like an actual panther, right? Isn't the bottle
It's
a
in, like,
panther?
a panther head,
Yeah, yeah.
And yeah, he sprays it, and all of a sudden the entire office, like, all the way across, out, like, in rooms with
that's right.
closed doors, people start, like, gagging and vomiting
Because
and
of how
stuff.
bad
Like,
it
it's
smells.
not a good sign.
I would imagine the smell is like a cat marking its territory smell, which is
Probably
bad.
pungent.
Yes.
Gross.
Not just that, a jungle cat.
Well, honestly, what it makes me think of is like if you go to the zoo every once in a while, cats will do that, and you're like, "Oh my god, what is that awful smell?" And you're like, "Oh,
Oh, the lion did that on my face.
I'm done.
No. Hear me out.
No, I will not.
animal?
You said enough, Molly. You don't need to incriminate yourself
Please
anymore.
tell us more about how the lion marked its territory on your face.
Can we do it after the break?
You want to tease on this?
Of course.
I don't know if
How
I
can you
want
not
Right.
tease that?
On the
Oh,
other
yeah.
side, you'll hear the story about how Molly Brown got marked and sprayed by a lion. But if
Hey,
you're looking to get away this
not a
winter,
lie.
if you are looking to get away this winter, well, now is your chance. Our friends at Coors Light are giving away a Florida experience. This sounds like a Florida experience. I'll tell you that right now. This December, you could win a trip for two to the Boca Bowl. Includes hotel voucher, club ticket levels to the Boca Bowl on Wednesday, December 18th, and exclusive access to events surrounding the Boca Bowl. All you have to do is order an ice cold Coors Light and scan the QR code at any of the following locations, including Red Zone, Scotty Bar, Paoli Pub, and Draft House. Winners will be announced on Wisconsin College Game Day, Friday, November 29th. This is Jim, Matt, and Molly, presented by Coors Light.
You're listening to Jim, Matt, and Molly, presented by Coors Light on 100.5 ESPN, ESPN Madison on YouTube, and Wisconsin On Demand.
Step into nostalgia with the Miller High Life Dive Bar of the Week. Listen to Jim, Matt, and Molly every Thursday to find out where you can enjoy $2 Miller High Lifes and High Life Lights. To celebrate our love for dive bars, we are going to tell you about some of our favorites, including one featured dive bar that will offer $2 High Lifes and High Life Lights for the week. Taste the champagne of beer in its natural environment. A delightfully different dive bar in Wisconsin, like the Village Green, the Rail House, Rips Bar in Wanakee, and Old Duffer's Pub.
Condon Jewelers, the jeweler on the east side, the jeweler on your side. When you see Diamond Jim, you can count on him to be on your side. Selection beyond compare with on-site repair, so you can wear your jewelry with pride. Condon Jewelers, the jeweler on the east side, the jeweler on your side.
Since J&K Security Solutions opened in 1987, our attention to detail and customer service have been our strongest assets. I'm President Jeffrey Beckman. We'll always do our best to find the most efficient and cost-effective solution to every job we tackle. Whether it's security for your home or business, installing video surveillance, or being able to control your garage doors from your phone, we can help you feel empowered with simple and user-friendly technology. Let's work together to secure your home or business. jksecurity.com.
The kick is up and wide left.
Why don't they customize the goalposts? Make them wider.
Gina Della from Pella, how'd you get into the booth?
And why just yellow? Add some green stripes.
Sure, Gina. Should they also remove the G at midfield and paint a Pella crest?
Okay, Wayne, you can't customize a football game to go the way you want, but Pella can customize your home the way you want.
Right now, get 0% interest for up to 36 months. Visit PellaWI.com.
Certain restrictions apply. It's 10/31/2024.
Let's get the latest from Lambeau.
There's always pressure. You got to find ways to deal with that pressure and handle as best you can to be the best.
This is your green and gold fix on 100.5 ESPN.
Obviously, there's going to be things that turn up along the way. You got to be able to adjust.
This green and gold fix is driven by Metro Ford.
The Green Bay Packers return home Sunday to play host to the Arizona Cardinals at noon at Lambeau Field. Head coach Matt LaFleur talked earlier this week about facing opposing quarterback Kyler Murray, who's a rather mobile quarterback, and how his defense plans to contain him.
Yeah, you got to be smart. You got to be smart when you're going against a quarterback of this caliber in terms of he can make you look really silly really fast. And if you give him huge rush lanes, he's going to take advantage of it.
It's Packers-Cardinals at Lambeau Field this Sunday, according to ESPN Bet. The Packers listed as 5-point favorites. I'm Alex Strope.
Purchase, finance, or service a new or pre-owned Ford at Metro Ford of Madison on the east side today.
Hey friend, ready for a sweet trip down memory lane? Head to the bake sale at Quick Trip. Craving those fresh, oven-baked cookies like Grandma used to make? The Quickery's got 'em. Baked with love and a touch of that old-fashioned goodness. In a rush? Grab a muffin for just $1.19. A perfect on-the-go treat. From glazers to cake donuts. Indulge at the bake sale. So what are you waiting for? Treat yourself. Only at Quick Trip.
Every event tells a story, from the first impression to the final moments. Have someone guide your guests through every chapter the way you want the story told. Hi, it's Jeffrey from Celebrations Entertainment. With a strong presence, great voices, and an award-winning team, trust us to guide, direct, and inform your guests through all the different chapters of the day. For fun, memorable entertainment for any event, please visit us at celebrationsentertainment.com. That's celebrationsentertainment.com.
Fish Friday on Jim, Matt, and Molly is brought to you by Off-Broadway Draft House. Enjoy a traditional Friday fish fry at Madison's favorite neighborhood gathering spot, Off-Broadway Draft House.
When I jumped off, I had a bucket full of thoughts. When I first jumped off, I held that bucket in my hand. Ideas that would take me all around the world. I stood and watched the smoke behind the
It is Jim, Matt, and Molly. We are presented by Coors Light. We're live from the Everlight Solar Studio. Before the break, we teased because we are a sports show.
Yeah.
Matt Hamilton, Olympic gold medalist.
Sport in a sport.
Aw, thank you.
Molly Brown, she revealed, because we are asking you, and right now I do not like the results, Matt, so you might have to hop in. We asked the question, what ESPN Wisconsin show do we think smells the best? And right now, it is KBN winning 70%. We only have 7% of the vote.
What?
So
It's only 14 votes, though.
I know, but I don't like falling behind early to those stinky dudes.
So you can tell Rutledge that.
Get into the show, 844-770-3776. What show do you think smells the best? We've already established it can't be Wilde and Tausch because Jesse Nelson is part of it, and he smells like ointment and Gold Bond. Alex Strofe smells like Axe body spray come to life.
Like a 12-year-old headed to his first middle school dance.
Alex Strofe smells like a pre-pubescent boy.
True. Like, we're actually not kidding about that
No,
one.
I know. I'm aware. It's like being in the locker room in 8th grade where everybody all sprays their Axe at the same time and the whole locker room just smells
None of you
like
want to
BO
shower.
and-
That's honestly like you'd think would be like a fire hazard because that room would blow up into like a hot. Like if you lit a match in that exact moment.
Yeah.
y'all
I mean,
just
here's the
be
thing. I didn't
scarred.
start smoking darts until 9th grade, so I didn't have to worry about that in the locker room.
Kidding, kids. Kidding.
Yeah,
kids.
don't do that.
Yes.
That's a lie.
Yes. Olympic gold medalists would not do that.
No.
Absolutely not. All right. But apparently Molly Brown has a story for us. She, before the break, and we teased it, revealed a story of how she was marked. What was it? Sprayed by a lion?
Yeah. Well, how
Sprayed in the
how
face
about
by
you
a lion?
describe it
Can
and
you
we
please?
can...
Yeah. Please share, because we were talking about how big cats mark their territory, and you've been at the zoo, and every once in a while you'll walk and be like, "Woo, that's a pungent smell." And apparently Molly was at the receiving end at one of these pungent smell
I couldn't smell
sprays.
it.
Tell me you're lying.
I'm not lying. I wish I
Where's
was.
Kawhi?
Oh, there. Thank you.
He did the biggest dad joke of all time. Tell me you're lying. Unbelievable. All right.
I actually felt pretty special because he clearly didn't do it to anybody else except me. So
that's what he told you.
Yes. No, but so we brought my son to the Henry Valley Zoo here, and if you go to like the Lions thing, there is like the more open area, but then there's also an area where you can go and it's just like glass window or whatever. So then my son was like looking at the lion, and I like went over to go help him kind of stand on the little like stair
rail
thing, yeah, to be able to see it better. So literally the whole time, like there's other moms and dads walking in front of the window, everything. My kid is up there by himself. Then when I finally go up there to like help him, right away the lion like makes eye contact with me, turns around, and then just like all of a sudden all I see is coming at my face. It was crazy. And I just like looked at my husband and I was like, oh, like, okay. But I actually like,
okay.
Maybe it's gross.
Was it humid that day? Like, could you have possibly had a bit of a mane going?
I thought you were going to ask.
No.
Did it cool you off? That's
No, she said it was glass, so I'm assuming she didn't get actually hit by it.
No, I didn't get hit by the pee, thank God. No, it wasn't it was actually like nice weather. It wasn't anything crazy because we went later in the afternoon. Like we went probably an hour.
Were you wearing like leopard print?
No, I was not dressed as an animal, Matt.
Leopard print is a fashion choice.
No, but I was not wearing leopard print. Like I think I was wearing maybe all black. I was not wearing anything crazy. But I felt pretty special. Like I was kind of just like, okay, he thinks I'm cute. I don't know.
Yeah,
maybe.
I mean, that's probably it.
I don't know.
This sounds like a weird version of In the Jungle, but I'm excited to hear it.
That's
Ryan,
exactly what it is.
Our friend Ryan, psychedelic advisor, said, I can attest when I was younger and I traveled with a circus. Let that sit in for a second there. When the lions would...
Wait, but he texted in yesterday something about a circus, too.
I believe him.
I'm not... Yes.
We believe him.
Okay,
I'm not saying I call him a liar. I just wanted to let that sit in.
Lion?
That the lions would spray people for getting too close. It smelled almost as bad as a skunk.
But I wasn't, like, any closer than any of the other parents that were helping their kids.
Yeah, but you made eye contact.
Maybe.
You're not supposed to make eye contact with big cats.
I don't know.
So
But then it was gross because then he's rubbing up against the wall with like, and and it's like going like the pee is just like on his coat
So
now,
when
and
you
I'm
make
like,
eye contact, you're showing him that you're not afraid, and he was basically like, okay.
Maybe.
This lady's not afraid of me. I'm going to mark this
wonder
spot,
if it's,
and she's going to know this is my spot.
So no lion tried to mark my wife at any point, but when we were up in, we go up north, and it's actually 2 years in a row. There's a zoo up in, where do we go? Hayward.
Mm-hmm.
And there's a big cat. I think it's like I don't know if it's a jaguar or some other, what's a smaller version of the bobcat? I think it's like a bobcat.
Oh, okay.
And so it's funny, 2 years in a row that like I'll walk up, the girls will walk up, cat just kind of lay there. It's still usually like in its bed and it'll do nothing. And then when Tanya comes over, like she gets close, it just goes up and it goes, and it'll start hissing and like get up a little bit and like give her dirt, and then she'll walk away. And then she'll come back
out.
Yeah, and then she'll come back and it'll get all riled up again.
That's
so there
so
must be
weird.
something in some people that big cats don't like, which
Yeah.
is funny because my wife probably likes cats more than, she's a cat. She loves big cats. Those are her favorite animals is the lion or the tigers or any of those. And obviously we have cats, but they do not like her apparently.
Yeah, well, them's the breaks.
I'm gonna see. I think I have a video of this lion.
We're fine. We're not gonna have a bobcat, so I think we'll be okay.
Yeah.
844. You have a video of getting?
No, I
Okay.
don't actually. No, but like I have a picture of. Yeah,
This is
like
pre-sprayed.
This was pre-spray.
So if you've been to the zoo, you know exactly what Molly's talking about at the Henry Viola Zoo. It's a popular spot for kids and family, and Molly got sprayed. Thankfully, glass in between, so you did not actually get hit.
Thankfully,
with the spray from the
Gosh,
lion.
that would have made the story even better.
That would be. I've never thought about like having animal whatever
You never
on
had to
me
deal with
at
a
like
skunk,
a zoo.
anything, or dogs with a skunk, or anything like that?
No.
Oh my gosh.
The only time I've ran over a skunk and my car stunk for a couple days, and that was it.
My teammate's dog got hit with a skunk like a week before I went and stayed at his place, and it was awful.
I bet.
It was
Yeah.
like they did the whole like tomato bath. They did like vinegar, multiple rounds of like shampoo and stuff. Just could not get it off.
I'll be
Apparently,
honest,
skunk is just so vile and is basically with you for life.
Gross.
Yeah, honestly, and I wouldn't get away with it in the house, but if my dog rolled in the skunk, I'd be like, see ya. you're going to the pound.
Yeah,
I'm not.
you
I'm
are an
not
outside dog now.
I am not bathing you enough to deal with this, so we're out. They do sometimes roll, like Dolly's rolled in dead things before, but not a skunk, which is still pretty awful because that's still gross to get rid of. But she's done that before. Same with Flash before Dolly. Everyone, like I feel like two or
dead
three
skunk
times in my
smells
life.
better than skunk spray.
Right.
I can say that.
Right.
For
So I'm
a
saying,
fact.
no, I'm saying that like that was bad, but it's nowhere close as bad as like an actual
Right,
skunk.
yeah.
Yeah. 844-770-3776. We're going to get to the Romeo. Actually, I want to get to Badgers next. We'll save Romeo Doubs when we get a little bit closer to
Wilde,
yeah, because I do want to get some positive vibes going here with the Badger football team, kind of see where everyone's head's at. But 844-770-3776. We are asking you which ESPN Wisconsin show, producers included, do you think smells the best right now?
The thing is, we didn't include the producers on like the like answers. So
True.
KBN doesn't get Alex Strofe on there.
True. And Wilde Tausch still, I guess,
Doesn't get
Jesse
Hill.
Nelson, Jesse Nelson, a.k.a. Bobby Hill, a.k.a. Ointment and Gold Bond.
Yeah, Wilde and Tausch has 0% right now.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, if you just eyeballed that show, you'd be like, that might not be the best smelling one. I felt like we'd at least
it looks like Wilde's in a dungeon half the time.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
Like, that can't have good ventilation.
Right. Yeah. And I would just make an assumption from our fans that like the two shows that have a woman as part of the show, like women in general smell nicer than guys, like
Yes.
you would just assume those two are going to run away with it.
Well, I was going to ask, who do we think is pulling down our score right now? Is it us, one of us? Is it Ryan? Like, who is it?
I think it's one of us because the producers aren't listed like in the actual answers.
Okay, so which one of you is it?
Whoa.
Matt?
Yeah, they're probably picking on me.
It depends, Matt. Probably, I think some people might think he just smells musky. Not like a musky, but
actually,
like
his,
Judgmental Jim.
His cologne that you wear, Aqua Velva, it's musk. Is what it says on the bottle.
So I mean, like he's like you get off a guy who'd be like, I wear. Because, you know, you like that unpasteurized milk. You'd be like, I wear, like all natural deodorant that actually doesn't work. And then, like, I shower
I
once.
got
And you've shared
peppermint
stories
leaves
about
outside, and I rub those under my arms every
And you've
morning.
shared stories in the past
Wait, are
how
you
you went
kidding?
like a week and a half.
Molly, yes,
I actually don't know. That is something that you would do, though.
Yeah, I do that. I find a nice pine bough from a pine tree, and I use that for my toothbrush in the morning.
Yeah, see, Matt doesn't actually bathe. He just soaks in mud, and then the mud cracks off, and he just thinks the dirt comes off with the mud.
You need to work on your phrasing, but I agree.
Yes.
Phil in Wanakee says, don't ever stand behind a hippo. The one at the Homosassa Springs Zoo in Florida lets it fly and flings poo with his tail.
Well, tail spinning, yeah.
Hey now.
Also a territory marking thing.
Are we getting?
Really?
Are we getting calls? Now, do we want to take calls on weird animal encounters? 844-770-3776. All right, you can chime in with your weird animal encounter as well. 844-770-3776. Matt, speaking of great places that you'd want to be spending your time, you love Metcalf's Market.
Absolutely, Metcalf's Market is fantastic. I've talked about the beef locker and the amazing Piedmontese beef that they have out there. Only in Wisconsin, only at Metcalf's. You can get that at Wauwatosa, the west side of Madison near the West Town, and in Hilldale. But the unsung hero right now, it's fall. Fall is here. Apple season is here, and they've got some of the best apples around. They've got Munchkie apples from Mount Horeb, all different types and varieties. Maybe you're bacon pies. Maybe you just want to have a caramel apple. They've got the apple cider donuts. You cannot go wrong with these Munchkie apples that you can get at Metcalf's. Metcalf's, the reason we love them, they're local. 4 generations owned right here in Madison, and they support local around them, like Munchkie's Apple Orchard in Mount Horeb. So if you want to put the best food and best fuel for you and your family in your body, check out Metcalf's Market and bring local home.
This is Jim, Matt, and Molly, presented by Coors Light.
You're listening to Jim, Matt, and Molly, presented by Coors Light on 100.5 ESPN, ESPN Madison on YouTube, and Wisconsin On Demand.
It's bird bashing season when you swoop into Potawatomi. Thursdays, you could win up to a wicked 50 grand cash in the Bird Bash Game Show. Just play with your rewards card all October for entries. All Bird Bash entries go towards a December 20th giveaway with a monstrous 300 grand in prizes. Bird Bash makes its bewitching return. Only at Potawatomi Casino Hotel, Milwaukee. Learn more at paysbig.com/birdbash. Must be 21 years old to play.
Shop the Sherwin-Williams Fall Sale and get 30% off paints and stains from October 11th through the 21st. With prices starting at $34.29, it's the perfect time to transform your space with color. Whether you're looking to revamp your bedroom, living room, or home office, we have you covered with bold hues, soothing neutrals, and everything in between. Shop the sale online or visit your neighborhood Sherwin-Williams store. Retail sales only. Some exclusions apply. See store for details.
I want to learn how to cook, but I keep ordering takeout.
Accomplishing goals is hard, but when your goal is to learn a new language, Babbel makes it easy. In just 15 minutes a day, Babbel will help you start having conversations in as little as 3 weeks. Words and phrases you'll actually use. So when someone asks, "How's your French going?" you can say,
Babbel facilite grandement l'apprentissage d'une nouvelle langue.
Now try Babbel for free at Babbel.com. That's Babbel.com. Babbel.com.
Free Food Friday on ESPN Madison is brought to you by Vintage Brewing Company. Whether you're looking to get carry-out, delivery, or dine-in, Vintage Brewing has lots of great options on their menu. Vintage Brewing Company prides themselves on being a great place to hang out and enjoy classic Midwestern hospitality. Vintage Brewing Company has multiple award-winning beers, so be sure to try one the next time you're in. Head to VintageBrewingCompany.com to make a reservation today. That's VintageBrewingCompany.com.
From color-changing alexandrite to shimmering zircon and everything in between at Chalmers Jewelers, you'll find high-quality, affordable, one-of-a-kind pieces. We source straight from the gem cutters, and we manufacture in-house from start to finish. As the manufacturer, we believe in truth in pricing. Never pay more for quality and stunning, beautiful jewelry. She's one of a kind, and so should her jewelry be. While others may send your jewelry dreams to someone else to make, with us, your dreams become reality with the help of our custom jewelers, with you involved the whole way. With a staff that has over 200 years of combined experience, Why buy from a place that marks up jewelry made by the thousands, when you can buy direct from Chalmers for that one-of-a-kind piece that is better quality, often for less?
Chalmers Jewelers in Middleton
and Madison. Join the Madison Money Guy, Christian Finfrock, for Retirement Income Strategies, Saturday and Sunday mornings at 7. Get the information you need as you plan for retirement. That's Retirement Income Strategies, Saturday and Sunday mornings at 7. Investment advisory services offered through Retirement Income Strategies, an SEC-registered investment advisor.
This is Devin Robinson from Badger Volleyball, here with Madison's best roofing, siding, and window company, Ridgetop Exteriors. I protect the net at the field house, and they protect your home. They're trusted, local, and affordable. Go to ridgetopexteriors.com today. That's ridgetopexteriors.com.
Breaking news on ESPN Madison is presented by Metro Kia of Madison, Madison's trusted Kia dealer. Stop into Metro Kia on the east side of Madison or visit metrokiaofmadison.com. Welcome back to Jim, Matt, and Molly, presented by Coors Light on 100.5 ESPN. Also brought to you by J&K Security Solutions.
This is Jim, Matt, and Molly. We are presented by Coors Light. The mountains are blue, you know what to do.
And that's Crush, a Coors Light.
It is Fish Friday here on ESPN Madison and on Jim, Matt, and Molly because we still haven't had a fish fry together as a show. We have to put that together. Maybe we can go over to Off-Broadway and have a fish fry all together sometime. The sponsor of Fish Friday here on ESPN Madison. Get into the show, 844-770-3776. We did ask people to chime in with their animal encounter stories, and also we are asking you to vote for us. What ESPN Wisconsin show do you think smells the best? You can do that at Jim, Matt, and Molly. Go ahead and give us a vote on that, please, because
we're losing.
Now we're begging.
Yeah, this poll stinks.
We're going
to delete it if we don't win.
Yeah. Jen gave and Chewy at 26% of the vote.
Thank you.
But Matt, you have a story for us as well of an animal encounter.
Yeah, I was probably 17 years old, maybe 16, still in high school for sure. I was still driving my 91 Nissan Maxima with the automatic seatbelt, so I was living the high life at that point.
Crank windows or no?
Windows down, of course. No.
But you had the automatic
seatbelt. Everything was automatic.
It was fancy.
Oh, I forgot about
seatbelt
those.
that
Okay.
was on the track. Oh, so great. Anyway.
Why'd they get rid of those?
Because it's not safe at all.
Okay. I assume.
It was awesome, though. And I'm glad I had my seatbelt on for this instance. So I was driving through McFarland, going home from a friend's place. I probably stayed the night there. And driving home, and for a little more context, I got gym shorts on. And that's the extent of my attire.
That's it. Like, that's your statement. You had gym shorts on. That's
nothing else?
Just gym shorts, right? So I'm driving down the road, headed home, and I decide for some dumb reason I'm going to take like the long way around this neighborhood to go home because it's such a nice day out. You know, all the windows were down.
You're feeling yourself.
Tunes were going. Yeah, feeling myself. I was 17 years old in the summer, no school, like living the dream. Anyway, I feel something hit my arm, which, you know, arms out the window kind of, like hands on the top of the window frame. I feel something hit my arm, and I look down, and there's like a big yellow jacket right in my no-no zone. Not a spot you want a yellow jacket. So instinctively, I decide to stop paying attention to the road, but don't stop. Like, just keep going. You're going 20 miles an hour. Just keep going 20. And I start, like, shooing it away from my no-no zone.
Wouldn't you just kind of pull the outside of it and just kind of try to pop it up?
Oh, there's a million.
No, because what if the stinger would then go, like,
yeah, I could have stopped. I could have stopped and opened the door.
Pull them out, that creates like a canopy
Yeah,
effect.
but I had to keep a hand on the wheel. Otherwise, I wasn't going to be able to turn into my friend's mailbox.
Right.
So I'm driving along, and I look down to focus on the bee, and I kind of get a little close to a curb. Don't feel it because I was at a driveway. And then all of a sudden, I feel the second part of the curb with like my inside wheels, and my windshield is just spider webbed all the way across the front. So I'm thinking like, I definitely need to stop now. So I think I went to try and hit the brake, but like the brake sits a little higher than the gas. Like they're not even. Like the gas is a little lower. So I slid my foot over. I hit the side of the brake. I thought I was on it. Put my foot down, and it was the gas. And then I hit a second mailbox, right? So I go over, and by this time, the bee was like, I'm not getting in a car crash with this guy, so he flew away. B was like, this seems dangerous. I go over to the mailbox in the middle of the road, mail strewn about, pick up all the mail, put it in the mailbox, put it on the grass. I park on the side of the road. There's another mailbox that, fortunately, I just kicked it into their yard, and that's mail everywhere, and the mailbox is there. And I knock on the door. Sure enough, my friend Corey, who texted in yesterday about getting free stuff from
So is this some sort of
from
payment
work.
or life?
Yeah, I guess, yeah. I tell him I hit his mailbox, and he's dying. He's laughing so hard. And he's like, did you hit? I was like, who's your neighbor? Because I hit their mailbox, too. And mind you, these mailboxes are like 20 yards apart. Like, it's not like they were like right next to each other. There's some distance between them. He's like, hold on. That's Eric's house, another one of our friends and classmates. So he runs over to the mail, piles it all up into the mailbox, knocks on the door. Eric answers with like a really sleepy face still, like he'd been sleeping in. And Corey just like, I brought your mail, and hands him the whole mailbox, dented. Like, this mailbox was bad. And anyway, long story short, they were very kind about it. They won't let me ever live it down, which is totally fair. They're like, we'll just deal. We needed new mailboxes anyway, Matt. Don't worry about it. So they were very nice about it. But I remember like 5-6 years later, Eric's dad had joined the Madison Curling Club. And he had joined Wednesday night, the night that I play men's league. After he found out, like 3 weeks into the league, he showed up with his mailbox post. He's like, this has been in my garage. I feel like you should have it. So I took it and I put it in my garage, and I think it's still sitting there.
What a story. 844-770-3776. We are asking you for weird animal encounters. I don't have one off the top of my head, but I do have two quick ones. One, my brother was driving my car, and I was like, hey, you watch out for deer, and he wasn't paying attention. And, like, literally, I was like, there's a deer right, and, like, he still was, like, did not have the reaction time. Like, there's a deer right there, and he just plows right into it because the deer, like, I can see it in the side. Like,
well, Jim, you're not supposed to swerve.
Right, but I was like, Bill, there's a deer right there, and he didn't hit the brakes either, though. He just hit it.
Some people are not good at seeing deers. Me being one of those people. Like, I cannot see deer, so, like, especially, like, right now when I know that they're running, too, like, I am, like, full-on white-knuckling the steering wheel, and I am, like, looking because I don't just, like, see them. I don't have that Wisconsin hunter's, like, vision.
And knock on wood, I have not hit a deer. I've come close many times. Like, some ones were, like, a couple years ago with the girls were, like, it must have, like, I could have given the deer a shave. Like, how close.
I had a scratch on my wife's car coming home from Duluth. Like, I think an antler hit it.
Yeah, so, like, I've had those close encounters.
Because I wasn't moving. I was going, like, 70 on the highway. So I just kind of, like, went from one lane to the other.
Yeah.
And it just kept on walking, put its head down. I swear it scraped the door.
And then currently I have a massive bee problem, and I'm trying to solve it. And now it's cold enough that at night they're not really around. So I'm trying to figure out how they're trying to...
Are they bees?
What's that?
They're not bees.
They're bees.
They're like yellow jackets or...
I don't know.
It's not a honeybee.
I don't think so, no.
Okay.
For legal purposes, no. And so...
Save the bees, Jim!
So I now have just basically caulked every opening on the... Like, there was, like, little pieces of, like... grout that fell out in the brick masonry.
Yeah,
and then,
that's
like,
not a bee.
And then the little other pieces. So I have caulked the bejesus out of this thing. And now they keep on storming. My wife said that when they get home from school, they can't go out the front door because they're pissed.
So
the bees just freak out because they can't get to their queen.
So anything that flies and stings is a bee.
Okay, they definitely.
I'm asking you.
Yes.
No, is that
That's what I thought. Am I mistaken on this?
Yes, you are.
Okay.
There's wasps, there's hornets, yellow jackets, and then there's honeybees.
Okay.
You probably have like...
They're not a hornet. It's not a wasp. I know that.
Yeah, you probably have like a yellow jacket problem or something.
Because they're not really aggressive. Like, I can get close even when they're out there and they don't really... Like, they get mad, but they don't sting me.
Gotcha.
Like, they'll swarm around me.
I wouldn't even go outside.
Yeah, so we're solving. I'll show you a photo during the break of...
Isn't there, like, a company you can call? Like, isn't there, like, an exterminator?
For this, no.
You're not paying somebody money for this? This is, like, one thing that I think I might pay money for.
No.
kill all of them.
Tough guy, Jim Rutledge.
Look, it's October. They'll die soon.
I guess.
Okay, but
aren't they going to come back?
There's larvae and stuff in there that are going to come back.
They're going to die. I caulked it all. Like, now they're just mad. They're going to die. They're going to freeze to death. And I'm going to sit out there with some bourbon and watch them freeze to death with pure joy.
God, you're starting to sound like Ryan.
Yeah.
Ryan and his victims.
If you had to deal with the amount of pain in the butt it was to deal with these bees all summer, I am going to enjoy watching them.
I want a picture
freak
of
out.
what this bee looks like. I want to identify it.
I think he sent us a picture, just none of us
No,
replied.
yeah, I want an individual one so I can identify it.
You can zip it up. You can zoom in?
Zoom in
with your fingers?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I want to know more about this story. Tommy T in Madison says, I once got peed on by a mountain gorilla while ziplining in Costa Rica.
Hey now.
There's gorillas in Costa Rica?
How do you get peed on while you're ziplining?
Hold on.
What are you
They've got
ziplining
to be
under?
like
There are
swinging
no
with
gorillas in South America.
Are you
or
sure?
Central America. Yes, I'm positive on that. There are
Let's
monkeys
Google
there,
it.
but no gorillas. That's Africa.
This guy, all of a sudden, this guy's like a zoologist over here.
Google it, Molly.
What kind
I
of
am. I'm
bee is
Googling
it?
it.
What kind of gorilla or monkey?
No, gorillas are not native to Central America.
Native. There could have been someone maybe had one as a pet and dropped it off
But they
there.
live in the tropical rainforest of the equatorial region.
Okay. Let me just smoothly transition to our great friends at Ruth's Chris Steakhouse in Middleton. You're not going to have a weird animal encounter at Ruth's Chris Steakhouse in Middleton. What you're going to do is you're going to encounter an amazing steak, and you'll be able to eat that. Or you can do fried calamari, get yourself some Coors Light, get yourself a nice bourbon, and enjoy yourself at the Sizzle, Swizzle, and Swirl Happy Hour at Ruth's Chris Steakhouse in Middleton. This is Jim, Matt, and Molly. We are going to go pole dancing next.
You're listening to Jim, Matt, and Molly, presented by Coors Light on 100.5 ESPN, ESPN Madison on YouTube, and Wisconsin On Demand. Rah. Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin present your Badger Minute. Here's Pablo Iglesias.
This Badger Minute brought to you by Starion Bank, with 3 Madison area locations in Middleton, Sun Prairie, and Monona. Starion Bank is here investing in your community. Start your experience at starionbank.com. Member FDIC. Mark Tauscher joined Wednesday's edition of Jim, Matt, and Molly. His 2 cents on what a win over Rutgers could mean for the Badgers.
This is a big weekend as far as the barometer goes. Remember, Rutgers beat Washington. Washington just beat the defending champions in Michigan. So there's a lot on the line, I think, this weekend for this team moving forward to prove, the physicality of what Rutgers does. I think it's going to be a heck of a test for us.
You can hear from the Badger radio analyst weekdays from 9 to noon on Wilde and Tausch, on ESPN Wisconsin, or streaming on the Wisconsin On Demand app.
Pella's windows and doors feature durable materials, custom colors, and innovative features like shades between the glass. Get 0% interest for up to 36 months at PellaWI.com.
At the Home Depot, we know Saturdays are for college football. That's why we have everything you need to never miss a play. Like North America's #1 home fire safety brand, Kidda. Because on a day full of football sounds you love, like fight songs, roaring crowds, and your favorite commentators...
like me, Kirk Herbstreit.
The last sound you want to hear is... Defend your game time with Kidda and the Home Depot. How doers get more done. Based on total household installations as of December 2023.
FX's The Old Man is back.
My daughter has been kidnapped.
Academy Award winner Jeff Bridges.
Things are about to get serious.
Black holes. Golden Globe winner John Lithgow.
Things have changed. Everyone is vulnerable. I will make it back.
Amy Brenneman.
It's scary, this weapon that I've been given.
I won't see it coming.
FX's The Old Man. All new Thursdays on FX. Stream on Hulu.
Zimbrick Honda has been a proud part of the Madison community since 1973. They're your one-stop shop for over 250 new Hondas to choose from. Whether you're looking for a sedan, SUV, or truck, their selection of new vehicles is second to none. Stop in today at their location on Fish Hatchery Road and lease a 2025 Honda CR-V Hybrid Sport all-wheel drive for as low as $359 per month. Or browse their vehicle selection online at ZimbrickHonda.com. That's ZimbrickHonda.com. Shop local, shop Zimbrick Honda.
Tito's Handmade Vodka is America's original craft vodka. In 1995, Tito Beveridge built his very own distillery and put his life savings into it. Since then, he's won the unanimous Judge's Choice Double Gold Medal at the World Spirits Competition, the Chairman's Trophy for World's Best Vodka Tonic, and many others. Tito's Handmade Vodka is still made on the same land where he started it, all in Austin, Texas. Distilled from corn and gluten-free. Visit us at Tito'sVodka.com for recipes, videos, and more. Distilled and bottled in Austin, Texas. 40% alcohol by volume, namely 80 proof. Crafted to be savored responsibly.
Hello, I'm John Hayes, the owner of Goodman's Jewelers. It's been my pleasure to serve this community from this incredible store for over 4 decades. We stand upon high standards and classic traditions, pillars like honesty and integrity. Stop into Goodman's Jewelers, the longest-standing full-service jewelry store in the heart of Madison at 220 State Street. Goodman's Jewelers, the diamond store of Madison since 1933.
The best is at Goodman's.
Hi, Drew and Jonathan Scott here, reminding you that a lot of life's firsts are better with help from American Family Insurance. Like your first home expansion, or your first big lightning strike. There's a first for everything. Get the right home policy at the right price with the right help from American Family's agents. Life's better when you're under American Family's roof. Insure carefully, dream fearlessly. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
Products not available in every state. American Family Mutual Insurance Company SI and its operating company 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
Welcome back to Jim, Matt, and Molly, presented by Coors Light on 100.5 ESPN. Brought to you by Metro Kia of Madison, Madison's trusted Kia dealership.
I'm floating in the blimp a lot. I feel the feeling I forgot.
Jim, Matt, and Molly continues live from the Everlight Solar Studio. We are brought to you by Chalmers Jewelers in Middleton and in Madison. Chalmers Jewelers, a family-owned jeweler, a custom jeweler, whether it's an engagement ring, a wedding band, just because custom jewelry is the best at Chalmers Jewelers in Madison or in Middleton. We are reshuffling the show a little bit. We're going to do Don't Quote Me a little bit later in the show. We also have Jason Wilde joining the show. So we are now going to get into pole dancing, right, Ryan? Your microphone is not on, and so that just creeped me out a lot.
That did. And you called us boys.
Still not on there.
Ryan was trying to say, oh, no, we're going to go pole dancing.
Pole dancing.
There
it is. There we go.
We got Pablo learning on the board here. So Pablo has now got Ryan's mic up. Yeah, Pablo, I know you need to get that. I was trying to spend time so you get that music down because you need to have that music down so you can fire up what we're getting into.
He's such a good teacher.
Yes.
He's so nice.
You're so lucky, Pablo. Go ahead and start pole dancing now.
Not
it's pole dancing on Jim, Matt, and Molly.
Pablo's yeah. Pole dance.
Presented by Metro Kia of Madison, Madison's trusted Kia dealership.
Yeah, guys, it's time to go pole dancing. A little early here on a Fish Friday, guys. And I promised you yesterday, Molly Brown all weekend throwing stones simply couldn't get her mind off food. So pole dancing's all about food this week.
Did you forget that?
The big cluck with cheese.
Yesterday we said every one of your stones.
I remember. I just didn't know where the hell he was going with this.
Well, that's what the setup was for.
Okay,
all right.
gotcha.
Anyway, so now it was tough to find polls related to food from this week, so I had to go back in the archives, guys. Jen, Gabe, and Chewy on before the Packers' second regular season game. They asked, let's help the Packers out here. Settle the debate. The most elite tailgating food is burgers, hot dogs, chicken wings, or brats. 71% of fans said brats, 10% chicken wings, 4% hot dogs, 15% burgers. Matt Hamilton, you're the foodie on the panel. What do you say?
Anyone who's trying to eat chicken wings at a tailgate is crazy. That should be absolutely left. Pre-game, you're gonna eat an appetizer and watch at a bar. Chicken wings are great. But if you're just standing around the back of a car, chicken wings are an awful choice. The answer is brat. I also accept hot dog.
I did that in the parking lot of AmFam Field once with
chicken wings?
Yeah,
how'd it go?
Did you have your fork too?
They were boneless actually, so it might be even worse.
Those are chicken nuggets.
Chicken fingers, pretty much, yeah. Yeah, this was like 2 years ago.
I had chicken wings, but they were boneless. Like, that ain't chicken wing.
Oh, whatever. Jim Rutledge, what do you say?
I'm the foodie.
I'll go with Matt. I mean, I think chicken wings are great for like Sundays
pregame
too,
party, yeah.
or at home. If you're watching a game
Yeah.
at home, having the chicken wings there. But
best.
otherwise, brats is the answer. Hot dog, absolutely not. We're not children. So brats is the answer.
Molly?
Ooh, see, I would go for a burger over a brat.
If there was a
probably.
brat, a hot dog, and a burger on the grill, and they're like, "Hey, which one do you want?" You're going burger.
I would either go burger or brat.
Right.
It just depends on my mood. But
Here's the thing: those
are going to
three,
be my top options.
Very mobile.
Yes.
You could probably still throw a ball and
Yeah,
eat your
brat,
brat.
yeah.
It's a one-handed game. If you got sauce all over your fingers, you don't want to drop the football when someone's throwing it to you.
you
Or
guys
if you
ever-
bring your glove to the baseball game like I do.
Oh, yeah. Matt Hamilton wants to be a part of the game every time.
Do you actually still do that?
I mean, I don't know. They might ask me to join. What
You
if
know-
they need me to play?
I guess. They
But
might
like-
ask you to throw out the first pitch, too.
Yeah.
They also now, I feel like Matt doesn't know this, might be devastated. They have netting. Like, you're not getting a ball.
Yeah.
If you're if you have good seats, you're not getting a ball.
Home run ball.
There's so much netting.
Sometimes
for home run balls?
sometimes like I
Oh,
know
yeah,
our
true,
seats
true.
like are right behind like home plate
Yeah.
typically. They're like if it bounces above like on the second level and then bounces down, that's how you can get it. But that's really your
And
only.
you really don't need a glove for that.
My friend
No.
At that
Derek,
point, it's just dropping.
who converted our Colts fan, resident
As a
Colts
fan. As
who
a fan.
converted
Yes.
as a fan
No,
to
leave
the
out the
Brewers.
context. Leave out the context.
He got a ball, and he listened to our show. And the second he had been given the ball, he turned around and looked all over the place for
Good
a
for him,
kid
yeah.
coming down.
Yeah.
And no one showed up, so he ended up keeping it. But
That's
what
a
he
win.
should do.
tried.
That is a win.
He tried to give it away to a child.
But that's a win. Like, if you can get a ball in the correct way, absolutely.
All right, well, speaking of etiquette out in public, the next poll I'll throw to you guys, once again, Jen, Gabe, and Chewy, this was at the end of August. Now, it's not necessarily food related, but it's restaurant related, so I counted it.
Okay.
Is it ever okay to shush someone in a bar/pub? 62% of people saying no, 38% saying yes. Molly Brown, would you ever shush someone at a bar/pub?
I'm trying to think of a circumstance where you would.
I think this was because Jen Latta was out in Ireland for the kickoff of Week 0 for college football, and they
Oh.
were all at a
Dang,
bar.
you went into the archives hardcore.
I just remember the story because it stuck out. It was I thought
Gotcha.
it was crazy. It was because the whole game day crew
Yep.
went out to a bar the night before, and then some Irish people shushed them because Stanford Steve was being too loud.
Gotcha. No, you never no. Go home if you want to go listen to it quietly. Like, I don't know. No, there's no circumstance where
I
it
would
would
if
say-
you're sitting right next to somebody who's just screaming, 'cause
Okay,
they're
if there's like a
drunk or something,
belligerent,
yeah.
like drunk next to you, I'd be like,
Or an
dude,
American.
calm down or
The
something.
problem is, if they're drunk, shushing them's not going to do anything.
Right. It's also more like,
The answer's probably no.
are you exponentially louder than everyone else? Like, that's when your problem. If this is a loud bar and you're loud, like, tough cookies. But if it is a bar that's got, like, at Ruth's, like a Ruth's Chris
Yeah.
Steakhouse, if we're hanging out at Ruth's, it is not a bar that you should be loud in. So if there is someone being perpetually loud, then, like,
But are you
louder
gonna
than the
shush
rest
them?
of well, here's the thing. In a place like Ruth's, like Kevin would be like, hey, let's just knock it down.
Yeah.
The bartender there. Like, that's
I
on the
would sooner
bartender
tell
to
the
be like,
bartender to shush them because that's like their job.
Right.
yes. And the bartender
Control.
knows, and they're probably trying to figure out themselves. If someone is, the only way you could even possibly consider it, but again, I would just go to the bartender or expect the bartender to take care of it, is that someone's so much louder than the rest of the bar. Like, if it's a chill environment and people are yelling and screaming consistently, too, for like a good 10 minutes, like, you could get loud at times. But if it's like that, then maybe. But I still don't think you shush. I feel like you just trust the bartender to know the vibe of the bar.
Yeah. Yeah, and you got to know the vibes, guy. And Kyle Brust and Nortman, they were wondering what the vibes on the Packers after they beat the Colts in Week 2. Now, this was because it was the first victory Monday of the season, brought to you by Palermo's Pizza, therefore it's food-related. There are not many food-related polls. But they wanted to know, after the Packers' first victory of the season, would you consider them Super Bowl good? 47% of fans at the time said yes, 53% said no. Now, at this point, guys, would you consider the Packers to be Super Bowl good? Jim Rutledge, what do you say?
So it's funny how you look at this, because if you looked at it in the idea that, and I know we've talked about it on the show, like, hey, maybe the NFC in general doesn't have a juggernaut, so like anyone could do it. But for me, if your answer is, well, anyone could go, so why can't we go? Then like you're not actually Super Bowl good. Maybe you backdoor your way into it. So right now they are not Super Bowl good. I don't look at this Packers team and say they are a team that looks like a Super Bowl team. But could they get to the Super Bowl because the NFC is weak right now? Yeah, but I would say they still don't look like a Super Bowl team. We all know what that looks like, and they don't look like it right now.
Molly Brown?
No, I think the Packers have a lot of kinks to work out. I think there's a lot to figure out. I think there's a lot of things just within the team, as we've been seeing with Romeo Doubs and whatnot. But I think just like on-field play, there's so much to figure out. They do not look like they could win a Super Bowl or even attend a Super Bowl right now? Is that which one was
Even
the
if
question?
Are they Super Bowl good?
Okay.
Yeah, I was gonna say
They're not
they
even
buy
allowed to
tickets?
go.
Yeah.
Okay, sorry guys. You know what I meant.
They can't afford the tickets.
Yeah, but no, I mean that's not to say that they couldn't be though, because I feel like I've heard announcers. I think it was Tony Romo last week saying that he still thinks of the Packers as being the top team in the NFC, which is crazy to me. But as we all know, I'm pessimistic, realistic about my team because I don't want to get my hopes up too high.
Matt Hamilton.
So right now, I think they're playoff good. I think they're good enough to get into the playoffs. That said, they are not Super Bowl good at this moment. I do believe they have the talent to get there, and if everyone clicks at the right time, which is 90% of it, I think they have the squad that could get there if they're all healthy and clicking. But right now, I would say no.
You get to the dance, you might be able to close it, just like we closed pole dancing. Well done, Pablo. Good job. You hung in there like a champ.
Thanks, Dad.
Why are all your clothes off back there? I didn't tell you to do that, Pablo. That you weren't supposed to take pole dancing, literally. Oh, jeez. I got to go back there.
You got to figure it out, Ryan. This is your trainee, okay?
This is Jim, Matt, and Molly, presented by Coors Light.
Football fans, tailgating season is here. There's no better way to celebrate football being back than with Boda Box Wine. Boda Box is giving away tickets to 2 separate winners for a VIP Green Bay game day and tailgate party experience for the November 24th game against San Francisco. Fans, enter by scanning the QR code posted at participating Boda Box retailers in Wisconsin through October 30th. Winners will be announced on November the 1st. Please drink responsibly. Must be 21 years or older to enter. Boda Box Vineyards, Manteca, California. Visit ESPNWisconsinContest.com for more details.
Take charge of your health at Stoughton Health's Wellbeing Screen on October 7th or 12th, starting at 7 a.m. at Stoughton Health and Wellness Center on County Road B in Stoughton. Screenings offered include blood pressure, body composition, bone density, blood glucose, functional movement, cholesterol, and more. Stoughton Health's Wellbeing Screening is only $35. To register, visit stoughtonhealth.com, then click on Classes and Events. Stoughton Health, creating excellence together.
Hi, this is former Badger Pro Football Hall of Famer Joe Thomas. You're listening to 100.5 ESPN WTLX Monona, Madison. Good Karma Brands radio station.
Broadcasting live from the Everlight Solar Studio, this is your Metro Kia of Madison Sports Center.
Good afternoon, Madison. I'm Ryan Wollersheim, and this is your Sports Center update brought to you by The Jump Around, a brand new weekly digital show diving into all things Wisconsin Badgers. New episodes with host Jim Rutledge debut Thursdays at 12:30, streaming exclusively on the ESPN Madison YouTube channel. You can watch back yesterday's episode with Melvin Gordon as Jim Rutledge asked Melvin who he would name as his greatest Badgers running back of all time. Melvin indicating that it might be a more recent back in Wisconsin history. Listen back to that appearance over on Wisconsin On Demand or wherever you get your podcasts. And if you're listening today out on social media, Romeo Doubs finally speaking to the media after he was suspended for 1 game for conduct detrimental to the team as he skipped back-to-back practices while he was reportedly frustrated with his role. He spoke to the media today, not really giving answers about exactly what it was that he had issue with and that he skipped back-to-back practices for, though we will have Jason Wilde coming up later in the show. He was at media availability, and he'll tell us more about the whole Romeo Doubs situation. Stay tuned right here for the second hour of Jim, Matt, and Molly. Packers taking on the Arizona Cardinals at Lambeau Field this Sunday. Packers currently 5-point favorites per ESPN Bet. Second hour of Jim, Matt, and Molly right now.
Metro Kia of Madison, Madison's trusted Kia dealer. Stop into Metro Kia on the east side of Madison or metrokiaofmadison.com.
Everybody's ego takes a shot on this show.
You gotta keep your chill with Jim, Matt, and Molly.
I am savage.
So you're not special.
Jim, if we want to play this game, we can play this game.
And I'm just like, oh my God, this guy's gonna swing on Jim. He's a complicated fellow.
People like me.
I don't think so. This is Jim, Matt, and Molly. Presented by Coors Light on 100.5 ESPN.
We're learning a lot about each other.
We got Homer, Matt Hamilton.
Yeah.
We have
Pessimist Molly.
No. Realist.
And then Contrarian.
Total. Yeah.
Jim Rutledge here.
It's Murr.
I'm the flower, it's
Mr.
What is that called? He made chicken soup out of chicken poop? No? What is it?
Chicken salad out of chicken.
Yeah. Chicken soup out of chicken poop sounds better.
Like, I'm not going to get on a radio
Broadcasting
show and talk about
live
it.
from the Everlight Solar Studio in downtown Madison. Alongside Matt Hamilton and Molly Brown, here's Jim Rutledge.
This is Jim, Matt, and Molly. Ryan, Primetime Overtime, ruined the clock earlier. It is 5:09, which means we have about 5 minutes with you folks. And we're going to go to break, and then we're going to hear from Jason Wilde. This is Jim, Matt, and Molly, presented by Coors Light. If the mountains are blue, you know what to do.
And that's Crush.
A Coors Light.
We are live. We are live from the Everlight Solar Studio, and we did ask you earlier, and I'm checking back on the poll here, what show on ESPN Wisconsin smells the best? And I'm hoping that we've climbed up a little bit. Nope. We are still, at least not dead last.
Do we
because
stink?
I'll tell you what, we don't smell like, Jesse Nelson, at least, ointment and Gold Bond.
Take that for data.
That is a very apt description of what Jesse Nelson at least looks like he smells like.
Yeah, exactly.
Guys, but we're losing.
Matt, have you put
like-
this out to the Matt Hamilton? Like, I'm kind of looking for
Here's
a favor.
the thing. I kind of okay.
You want us to lose? You want people to think that we smell like bleep?
Here's the thing. The people that follow me, they don't always vote in my favor. They sometimes like to
troll you.
We might lose if I tweet this out, but I'll quote it. I'm gonna quote tweet it right now, and we'll see if I've got any pull on the old Twitter machine.
Well, then with nothing else, we can blame that they like to go against you instead of like, oh, we actually lost. We can kind of make up a reason whether it's real or not. Before we get to Jason Wilde, I want to get your thoughts. And I don't want to talk specifically about Romeo Doubs like as a person. This whole situation, the word I would use to describe it is, I would just say strange. Because I don't know we don't know Romeo Doubs. He's not a player who's been outwardly like with the media, and there's been a bunch of stories about him. So you feel like you get, because there is a difference sometimes when you're like, I don't know, like nobody knows athletes at all, for sure. But like Aaron Rodgers, for an example, gives you a lot. He gives you a lot of information. You probably know a larger percentage of Aaron Rodgers than most athletes. Romeo Doubs, we have not had the opportunity, nor I think he's very forthright and like with the media as far as seeking opportunities and doing one-on-ones and really giving you insight into who he is. So we really are flying blind when talking about Romeo Doubs and motivations or reasons behind why he did what he did last week, what ended up with him getting suspended. Again, Jair Alexander's someone you've seen play for a long time. You can pick up a little bit on his personality. You saw what he did last year, so you can kind of connect the dots. This Romeo Doubs one is harder to connect the dots. So I don't want to get into Romeo and what he did or reasons or any of that. The whole thing is just strange because it's 2 years in a row now the Packers have had to suspend a player for conduct detrimental to the team. And that's, I don't even think that's like on the Packers, but it's just strange. And the whole situation is strange because Malik Willis had to play. You weren't going to get the ball, and that was just the breaks. And you
What,
are
throw
an
like 19 passes,
right, and you're an ascending player. You'd think you'd just be okay with getting the opportunities when you get them.
Yeah, I feel like the Packers for the most part just like set a precedent. If you no call no show to work, we're gonna give you that. And he probably there could have been something going on with him, but like, there's better ways to handle it. I think that's really what it came down to, is he wasn't like upfront with what was going on, and the Packers basically were stuck in a position where like, we have a guy who no call no show 2 days in a row. Like we can't just like give him a pass. You can't give anybody a pass for that. Like if you having a problem at home, talk to some people in the organization, explain the situation as much as you want to or can, and you're probably going to get a pass. Like Matt LaFleur seems like a player's coach. He's going to get it. So I think for the most part, like what Romeo said, I think this is kind of blown a little bit out of proportion. Is he made a mistake? The Packers did what they had to do, and they're going to try and move forward. It's like Christian Watson.
It's proportionate because it's rare.
It is rare.
Yes.
But like, if you make a big deal out of it, it's really not a big deal. That's all I mean. Like, it's not a big deal in the sense like he didn't do. He screwed up. We did what our due diligence, what we had to do, and we're moving forward. Christian Watson's already tweeting out like, I'm with you, my brother, with the hard hands, right?
There's fence mending to be done.
It does.
There's going to be guys on that team who are with him and they're friends with him, but there's other ones who are going to be like, Like, they're not going to not forgive him, but there's going to be a little bit more of, like, arm's length. Like, are you really with us or what's going on? Like,
There's
that's
going to be
just
that
human nature.
resentment.
I don't even know if
I guess, but if they,
I think it is.
I think the team, if the whole team knows the situation, like he said, it was a personal matter. I don't think anyone's going to hold any resentment. They're just going to be like, you handled that
There's
wrong.
a human nature part of it because, to your point, other players could be going through things and they showed up. I mean, like, it's just natural. I'm not even saying
Right.
specific. Like, it's
True.
just like everyone's going to be like, well, okay, whatever he's going through, I'm going through X. You know, Damian Lillard was going through divorce. He played all those games. But he also was admitted after the season he didn't spend much time in the offseason. Well, one, because he was worried about getting traded and didn't want to get hurt. So it wasn't even because of the divorce. But Damian Lillard wasn't skipping massive amounts or important games just for. And so I'm not saying I'm not forgiving
But
Romeo Doubs.
he went out and he told his coaches and he got his personal time.
Right, but my point is, if you're someone like there are other guys, there could be guys in this locker room who are going through their own things and they go, must be nice. And I'm not saying that that'll all blow over in like a week or two. This will all be gone.
I don't even think it's going to affect anybody on the field on Sunday.
Oh, I agree. Absolutely. It's going to affect maybe the locker room for like a week or two, like as far as like how buddy they all are, and it could affect his contract in the future.
Right.
See, that's what I'm curious about because I know the other day we didn't necessarily know how much it was going to affect his upcoming contract, but now looking at it, I think this is definitely a question that I want to ask Jason Wilde, but like how much does it affect it now knowing more of the information? I'm curious about that, but I absolutely agree with you, Matt. I think he could have easily I shouldn't say easily, but I don't want to speculate, but I think he could have just literally picked up the phone, called his position coach, called Matt LaFleur and said, hey,
team psychiatrist.
I'm dealing with some stuff right now. I cannot come in. That's it.
Right.
Like I would bet that's what would be the easiest way to do it, but I have no idea.
And that's what the team, I'm sure, said to him. And if there's any resentment, it's more from the other players. Be like, look, man, we all have stuff. You take a personal day. You see it all the time in injury reports, personal day for a player. So whether it's a team psychiatrist or someone on the team, even if it's texting Christian Watson and being like, hey, I got to deal with something. Can you tell the coaches where I am? And this is all I can handle right now. Like, I can't handle talking to the coaches. Other players have had other things they have to deal with that they do handle better. And again, I don't think this is going to linger, but I do think for like a week or two in the locker room, there'll be a little bit more of like, can I fully bring you back into the circle of trust? And then he will be, and it'll be all forgotten.
Right. And I also like football, very macho sport, and like it's still a trope. Mental health is more accepted than it ever has been, I think, at this point. But maybe that could have been part of it too. Why I didn't say anything, right? Like, hey, I'm just dealing with this. I have to deal with it. I'm just not going to show up and I'll deal with the consequences because I don't want to talk about what's going on with me. So, like,
yes,
I get it. I understand. There's a couple different reasons I can understand why he no-called, no-showed.
Right.
But it's
still going to have hurt feelings. Like, if you just didn't show up to the show, you're still our friend and we're going to forgive you at it, but we're still going to be like, what the hell, man? Like, Molly had something come up, she told us. Like, so it's still one of those, like, put on your big boy pants and deal with it as far as at least telling someone you're not going to be there. So there's two. I agree with you. They're all friends. They'll all get over it, but there's still going to be a little bit of like, the hell? Like,
I would also probably be like annoyed, and I think this is kind of like what Christian Watson said, but I would be annoyed in the I don't know what the better word is, but I would be annoyed that you didn't say anything and caused us to worry.
Right.
If that makes
That's
sense.
what
like,
I'm saying,
I don't
like,
that aspect of it.
because like I tell you guys about all the personal days I'm taking, there's no animosity here.
Right. Exactly.
None. Zero. Right, Molly?
JK Security Solutions.
You're listening to Jim, Matt, and Molly.
JK Security Solutions is a local. Now I'm definitely very animosed. JK Security Solutions is a locally owned, family-run business that has been part of the Madison community for nearly 40 years. Jeffrey and the whole team at J&K care about making sure the most important things in your life, like your home and business, are safe and secure. They have commercial fire detection, commercial security, and surveillance. They also have home automation services. So contact our friends at J&K Security Solutions. This is Jim, Matt, and Molly. Jason Wilde coming up next.
You're listening to Jim, Matt, and Molly, presented by Coors Light. Also brought to you by J&K Security Solutions, securing homes and businesses in the Madison area since 1987.
Step into nostalgia with the Miller High Life Dive Bar of the Week. Listen to Jim, Matt, and Molly every Thursday to find out where you can enjoy $2 Miller High Lifes and High Life Lights. To celebrate our love for dive bars, we are going to tell you about some of our favorites, including one featured dive bar that will offer $2 High Lifes and High Life Lights for the week. Taste the champagne of beer in its natural environment. A delightfully different dive bar in Wisconsin, like the Village Green, the Rail House, Rips Bar in Wanakee, and Old Duffer's Pub.
your Honda gets you everywhere. When it needs service, you need Zimbrick Honda service. Their customer service is second to none, and you can experience it for yourself at 2 convenient Madison service locations on Fish Hatchery Road and Grand Canyon Drive. From simple maintenance to expert repairs, Honda certified technicians handle it all. Stop in for an express oil change at Fish Hatchery Road on Saturdays. No appointment necessary. Part of the Madison community since 1973. Shop local. Shop Zimbrick Honda.
I'm John Hayes, owner of Goodman's Jewelers. We've been at the heart of many magical moments, from engagements to weddings to sweet 16s. It warms my heart to be a part of these moments for 40 years with people I consider family. With the highest standards and an eye for classic beauty, enjoy a warm boutique setting at Goodman's Jewelers, where integrity shines in every gem. At 220 State Street, Goodman's Jewelers, the Diamond Store in Madison, since 1933.
The best is at Goodman's.
Kick off your weekend with the best fish fry in Madison at Off-Broadway Draft House. Serving all day on Friday starting at 11 a.m., you can enjoy cod, bluegill, perch, and walleye. Wash it all down with an Off-Broadway Draft House old-fashioned, or try any of our rotating seasonal tap beers or specialty cocktails. Off-Broadway Draft House, Madison's People's Choice winners for favorite bar, wait staff, and more. Off-Broadway Draft House. Come for the beer. Stay for the food.
Looking for a health club that truly has something for everyone? Join the largest health club in the state, Prairie Athletic Club. Hi, this is Sarah Tauscher. Find endless ways to stay fit and have fun. From group fitness classes to personal training, indoor and outdoor pools, state-of-the-art equipment, and so much more. Come see what makes the Pack the ultimate destination for all of your fitness needs. Join now and save $50 on your first 3 months. Visit prairieathletic.com today. That's prairieathletic.com. Prairie Athletic Club, family fun community.
Get the beat of the Bucks straight from a fan favorite and Bucks legend.
Welcome to the fantastic voyage. Marcus Johnson, the captain of this vessel.
Tap into Here District with Marcus Johnson, a Bucks Plus audio production.
My first mate, Chris Johnson, the only father and son tandem.
Your weekly pulse on the Milwaukee Bucks and conversations with the biggest names in basketball. This week on the pod, Marcus and Chris chat with Bucks legend Junior Bridgman. Find Here District now on Bucks.com/plus, the Bucks app, or wherever you get your podcast.
Welcome back to Jim, Matt, and Molly, presented by Coors Light on 100.5 ESPN. Also brought to you by J&K Security Solutions.
Jason, quick question.
You are one of one.
3-time Wisconsin Sports Writer of the Year.
Help me understand a little bit more clearly what you're asking.
Did you ever hear it called Don't Go Jason Waterfalls?
Is this Matt Hamilton?
So I kind of just thought of this question on the spot. So it needs to be workshopped a little. I'm not going to lie.
That's the same as Matt.
Jason Wilde is on Jim, Matt, and Molly.
What's up with that? What's up with that?
We are now joined by Jason Wilde. This is Jim, Matt, and Molly. We are presented by Coors Light. And we got some serious questions for Jason Wilde, but we wanted to start off. We had a little fun. I think Lionel Messi came out with his own cologne a couple days ago. And Jason, first, I feel like you're the only person that would even have a shot of this. Do you at least know that Michael Jordan cologne existed? Did you have any at any point?
I think I still have some.
I'm jealous. I definitely had some.
I don't know how it would smell if
probably
you
the same.
Up the bottle now, but look, I'm not proud of this. Anybody who's been on the Lambeau Field tour that goes by the tours that go by the media area, the tour guides have now made my office part of the tour, which I don't get any royalties or anything, so I don't think that's necessarily right. But I have all the stuff, or at least some of the stuff. I shouldn't say all because a lot of it's in the radio studio in the basement and my office at home. But Paula hates clutter and knickknacks, bobbleheads, precious moments, if that's what you're into, which I'm not, just to be clear. But I've got a bunch of that stuff at Lambeau. But I also have, like, these bins in the garage full of all kinds of stuff from, like, my college notebooks. And I'm such a bad person when it comes to packing stuff away and keeping. You never know when you're going to need it. Well, today, if I went home to my garage, I could pull out my Michael Jordan cologne, and we could discuss how it smells in 2024. So you never know when something like that's going to come in handy.
So that's useful. So we had this question, and don't be offended you guys are currently in last place because we did include producers. And
They finally got a vote, though.
Right. We asked the question, what ESPN Wisconsin show smells the best, producers included. And I think you guys are a little bit hurting because the consensus is that Jesse Nelson probably smells like ointment and Gold Bond. So I feel like that really hurts the overall smell of the Wilde and Taos show.
Well, look, he looks great. He has
Yes.
taken our partnership with Madison Weight Loss to a elite level. I do wonder when you're on the kind of diet he is, what the odors might be when you go through the digestive process.
There you go.
So, again, I mean, God bless him. He looks great. Now, that said, we belong in last place. Now, Tausch allegedly showers after he plays pickleball and before he does the show. Now, that may be true, but how many times have you seen Tausch without a hat on and with his hair combed?
Good question.
Yes, and it's usually a hat that looks like it's been worn a few times.
Yeah, so, last time I remember was when he went into the Packers Hall of Fame, which was the first year of our show. So, again, I would just say that I can tell you right now, I do not shower before the show. That's why I wear a hat. I try to get a workout in. I'm on Jen, Gabe, and Chewy. I got other stuff going on. So I try to work out, do the show, because it's not scratch and sniff. It's on YouTube, but you can't smell me. And then I go on to take a shower and go to Lambeau. So I am sure that I stink, so we are right where we belong.
So on that note, seamlessly transitioning to, I wanted to get your thoughts, and we do have some audio here from the New Heights podcast with the Kelsey brothers on the locker room policy that's being pushed a little bit. And let's hear from the Kelsey brothers first, and then you can kind of explain a little bit your thoughts on the idea of having reporters in the locker room, and what do you think the value of it, if any. But let's first hear the clip.
Locker room media policy. The FOPA has put out a statement about moving media interviews out of the locker rooms. Torrey Smith tweeted, my good friend Torrey Smith, former teammate, Super Bowl champion. Torrey.
Way to speak up for the league, man.
Torrey Smith, if only y'all knew how awkward some of the male reporters act. I'm not going to lie. It is a little weird that people are in there, but I don't mind. I never minded it.
You never minded?
Listen, somebody wants, I'm not impressing anybody or doing anything. If you want to look at it, go for it. Be my guest. It's not going to impress you. I don't know. I've never cared. I've never thought about it, and I've never noticed anybody staring at it.
We've been in locker rooms our entire lives.
I don't think this is the problem that it's being made out to be.
It's so funny, though.
I really honestly think guys just don't want to be interviewed in the locker room, and a lot of people are crying wolf right now to just try and get the reporters on the line.
That's perfect ending there for it. So, Jason, what are your thoughts then?
Thank you to the Kelsey brothers. Right?
Yeah.
They're basically calling this BS.
Yep.
And thank you for your service, Jason, especially. This is, look, I a couple things. One, have I had some awkward interactions in the locker room? Look, if you think it's awkward for people to be looking at your junk, think about how awkward it is when, say, Grady Jackson was the number one example of this. He would sit there, and he has not been to Madison Weight Loss. And so he would sit completely nude in his locker and conduct interviews. It apparently wasn't uncomfortable for him. It was undeniably uncomfortable for me. So I don't know, I would say this. Now, one of my favorite stories that I've told many times is Antonio Freeman, who's one of my favorite guys from my career, who I still am friends with him to this day. We got a great relationship. Sydney got to meet him when we were outside the Bucs locker room after a Celtics game in the spring because Sam Cassell's an assistant for the Celtics, and he grew up with Free. But I love Free. Did I love me asking him a question about how do you get off of jam coverage at the line of scrimmage, and him demonstrating it on me in the locker room with him wearing nothing more than a jockstrap? No. But what a great story, right?
Right.
You don't get that if we go stand in the hallway.
Right.
And, I talked to, I'll give you examples today. I talked to Christian Watson. I just wanted to tell him to his face, like, hey, like I said to you guys, I think earlier in the week, like, I hope everybody has a friend like you, because you could have just done the canned answers about Rome, and you took up for your friend. I respect the hell out of you for that. And he was on his way to the shower. He had his shorts on.
Yep.
Like, it's not awkward. It's not. And I'm glad that those guys said that. Now, look, I think the NFLPA sees an opening here because some dipstick wasn't paying attention to what they were filming, and they put George Kittle's butt on the internet. And it was taken down quickly. They realized their mistake. But still, they saw this as an opening to say, okay, maybe we can get these clowns out of our locker room. Which, hey, you don't want some of us in there. I get it. Now, I will say this. I didn't know this until today. We were talking about the policy with the PR guy and some of the other reporters. In Seattle, the TV stations aren't allowed in the locker room, but the beat writers are. They have no cameras allowed in the locker room. So they can't go in, but I can and I don't take video. I don't need it. I don't want it. We need audio for the radio show. I need quotes for my stories.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm with the Kelsey brothers. I appreciate them going to bat for me, even if they didn't know they were going to bat for me. But this is stupid. They don't need to do this.
I 100% agree, and I had to cover the Miami Hurricanes, and their locker room was the size of a high school locker room, and you are like wedged in between people. It is just as awkward for the reporters in there. You're just trying to do your job. But on this note, as you're telling this story, I do remember, and there's moments where you try to like keep your eyes as like centered on like whether it's looking at a notebook or whatever. But I remember Mark Tauscher was doing Tuesdays with Tauscher, and I saw Mark Tauscher's bare butt walk into the shower. I'm like, oh, God, and looked down and looked away. So I've seen our teammates bare butt when I cover the Packers. You just look away. You just turn your eyes another direction. You look down at the floor. But, like, you all have the awkward moments. You have to go through it. But the locker room is full of other people in there. So, like, we're all professionals. Why would it be any different a reporter in there in a professional setting? Most reporters that I've ever come across are incredibly aware of the not invasion of privacy, but we're in your space, so we are incredibly respectful 99% of the time. They just want those moments where you can have that conversation with someone where it's not 25 people all trying to talk at once. But Matt, go ahead, ask a question.
No, more of a statement. So, again, I'm not anywhere on the football level, right? But after a game of the Olympics, you have to walk through like the media zone, which is where you would have to stop and talk to somebody if they wanted to flag you down. And then once you were done with the media zone, the locker room was yours. And I know this is like just kind of like how it's been done and how they've always done it, but like that also seems like a place where when I'm after the game and I'm a little heated, I can be like alone and be heated alone.
But there are spaces in there you can they're not like they'll give you the space. The players turn around and acknowledge it.
I guess I just don't understand it fully. Like why don't you just isn't there
like after games, Matt? Let me nip that just briefly. So after games there is a cooling off period. We don't want like as the opposite from what you were just saying. Like we're not talking to these guys immediately after the game. There's a cooling off period. It's supposed to be 10 minutes. It's always longer. And I am respectful of that. Like, I think part of the challenge is that, and I don't want to be old man yelling at the cloud guy, but I do think that there are some younger reporters who maybe think they know more than they do and aren't quite as aware of the protocols and the right thing to do, wrong thing to do type deals. So I can see how this has happened from time to time. Right. But again, like I think it has changed a lot too. Like the days of someone now with the organization would tell Grady Jackson to put some damn shorts on. Mm-hmm. Like, especially when you consider how many more women are in this field. Like I would not have wanted to be a woman in the locker rooms that I was in. I wouldn't want to be part of that. We can think back to that era when guys were harassing female reporters, right? The Patriots, etc. But I do, and I understand this is self-serving, and we probably want to get to Romeo Doubs instead of me preaching. But I would just say this. I think it is a place that during that window of time, I think guys understand. Like, I don't think it invades their sanctuary or their safe space for extended periods. I can tell you this, back in the early days of me covering the team, we would get allowed into the locker room after practice, before their meetings, stay in the locker room through their meeting, and then be waiting for them when they came back. That's how much access we have.
Like,
seems wild.
So Jason, to transition to Romeo Doubs, and Matt, your point is like, players can get one. No offense, media can get a one-on-one with you on your way out because there's not that much media covering curling. You, Jason, would get a much better, and Romeo Doubs would be portrayed in a much better light if you have the opportunity in the right moment to get a one-on-one with him in a locker room in a casual setting where you're both comfortable and there's not 7 other reporters around, as opposed to at a podium or in a more professional setting. So it does allow the player to give better answers and give you more insight, and that's how you build these relationships to help a player like Romeo Doubs share their side of the story as this story develops. And I'll let you kind of transition that into Romeo.
No, great segue. I mean, I've been subjected to some pretty bad segues over the years, but that was really good. Look, you're right about that. Now, in truth, I don't have much of a relationship with Romeo. He doesn't know my name. And I've talked to him, 15, 20 times each season for the last 2+ years. When he talked today, we could have had that press conference, or whatever you want to call it, on the moon, and it wouldn't have been any better. Like, he didn't want to do it. We know he didn't want to do it. His answers were not very enlightening at all. I still don't feel like I've got a clearer picture. But if you're a fan, and if you're a teammate, and if you're a coach, what matters here is he talked publicly. No one has to bother him about this again. Now we can actually move forward. And look, he said that he did talk to the team. I don't know when that occurred, because going back to your point about relationships, I have enough relationships with guys that I said, I don't understand how he didn't address the team. And multiple guys said he didn't. So maybe he did it today. Maybe he decided, okay, I'm finally going to, step up and speak in front of the team, and I'm going to speak to the media and get it all over with on Friday once I've gotten through the week of practice. Maybe that's what happened. But I've told numerous people this, that in my conversations with several players, the couple of takeaways I had was, A, they were really shaken up by Thursday, that he didn't, not only he didn't show up, but no one knew where he was or what might have happened to him. And I don't know about you guys, but like, I'm so bad about this. Like, when Paula and the girls are late, for whatever reason, I start thinking about worst case scenarios. Mm-hmm. And so I know for a fact that some of his teammates were really worried that something really tragic could have happened, because nobody does what he did. Nobody does.
Right.
Like, if you're pissed off, you call your position coach and say, I'm not coming in today, blank you, mm-hmm. and then you deal with those ramifications. You don't just no-show and not talk to anybody. So that's one. Two, in talking to multiple players who genuinely care about him, I think there were guys, and I think Matt LaFleur would admit that he's one of them too, that how could you not talk to me? Like, if you were struggling, like, how did you, like, I could understand, and I don't mean to be a jerk about this, but we know that Romeo did not feel a connection with Aaron Rodgers, and that he's sensitive, and Rodgers' style was upsetting to him. So if Rodgers was still the quarterback, I totally get him not feeling comfortable going to the quarterback. Mm-hmm. But Jordan Love ain't that guy. They work out together in the offseason. So I think Jordan, I think Christian Watson, I think LaFleur, I mean, those are the types of guys that would have been there for him, and I have to think that they felt hurt that he didn't come to them for help. And then finally, I don't think that anyone, whether you're media or a coach or player, have a clearer understanding of why he did what he did still. Like, the narrative is basically, we're just glad he's back, and he's going to play on Sunday. So it's not like there's a clarity on why what happened, what he's feeling. Like, I'm not saying he's back, I'm just here so I don't get fined, but I do think he's back so he could just get back to work and not miss another paycheck. Last thing I would say is that I was really happy that Jair Alexander talked today, because in talking with him, some of the things that he said, having gone through a similar scenario where he got suspended, That's another guy that wanted to help Romeo work through this. But the biggest thing he said was, I think what I did wrong was I made it too much about me and I didn't look at the big picture. And if I had any advice for Romeo, it would be look at the big picture and don't make it about yourself. And I thought that was a very telling thing to say.
Jason, I'm curious about your thoughts on the video that I've seen going around. I believe Evan Wood posted on Twitter, X, whatever. But it was Romeo at his locker, and he kind of just didn't really have answers. But I feel like I got this feeling that I just felt bad for him, like because he just didn't have the right words to say. He didn't necessarily want to talk about it. You could tell he was uncomfortable. Like, do you have any of those feelings towards the situation?
I mean, look, I don't want to. Just because something would come easily for me, like God knows I've screwed up a lot, right? And I've certainly had to bear some of the consequences, whether they're at work or at home or at school or wherever it is through my many years of life. Do I feel like it was unreasonable to expect him, not for me and not even for the fans, but to put this episode behind their team for him to do what he did today? I do. Like, those guys should not have to answer for him. So do I feel sorry for him that he had to answer these questions? No, I don't. It was awkward. There's no, like, I was talking to Jair, so I got to Romeo a little bit late, and I walked up and I couldn't hear a damn word he said. Like, he spoke. He always is a quiet talker, but this was like borderline inaudible. And I understand he didn't want to do it. I get it. But I think he, all his teammates had to speak for him. He did screw up. Like, in this world of being sensitive about mental health and everything else, and I have no problem with that, you still have to own your behavior, right? It's not an excuse for mistakes you make. It may be an explanation. So, sympathy was not what I felt for him today. I'm glad that it's behind him. I'm not going to ask him any more questions about it. To me, the story's over. We'll see how he plays. We'll see how many targets he gets. But, he brought this on himself by making a rash decision. And he also could have improved everyone's understanding, because at 1 minute he's saying that he had, he was just working through some stuff mentally. And then the next thing he's saying is it wasn't anything about his mental health. So which is it? So, again, I'm just glad. I'm glad he's okay, one. Because I can totally understand. I've been worried about people in my life before, too. I totally understand how those players must have felt. And so I'm glad he's okay, and I'm glad he checked the box. It may not have been insightful, it may not have been helpful, but he checked the box and he can move on.
Jason, that was incredibly helpful and insightful. I think for all of us, whether it's the relationships you build with players, but also what the players kind of have to share. It's just like everything, every other job or every other relationship. You got to be held accountable to each other and have the same standards with each other. So, Jason, thank you so much for that insight.
All right, guys, I appreciate you. Take care. Be good.
That's Jason Wilde. And I want to tell you about my good friends I appreciate along with Jason Wilde, but Carbon World Health. They have a new location in Sun Prairie, but they also have the location in Madison, and that's the one I usually go to. Fantastic workout facility. Still working through some back issues for me, so I've been doing the cryotherapy. They help me with a workout regimen that works for my back issue, and then also semaglutide has helped me drop weight, which, again, usually helps keep my back healthy as long as I don't do stupid things like try to pick up a picnic table on my own. Carbon World Health, sign up for the 6-week experience today. This is Jim, Matt, and Molly. We'll wrap it up next with Don't Quote Me.
You're listening to Jim, Matt, and Molly, presented by Coors Light on 100.5 ESPN, ESPN Madison on YouTube, and Wisconsin On Demand.
Forget about the front row. The best seat and the best place to be on game day is Off-Broadway Draft House for all the sports. Check out our new game day menu with tostado nachos and featuring $2 hams on tap. Those specials are available all day on Saturdays and Sundays. Find out firsthand why Off-Broadway Draft House was Madison's People's Choice winners for favorite bar, wait staff, and more. Game day, any day. Discover what others already know. Off-Broadway Draft House. Come for the beer, stay for the food.
Have you lost weight in the past but gained it all back and more? We know the secret to losing weight and keeping it off long-term without drugs or injections. At MadisonWeightLoss.com, many clients lose 20 to 30 pounds in a month or two, or keep it off without prepackaged meals, no exercising, no hormones, no injections, no drugs or surgery. Go to MadisonWeightLoss.com now.
Hi, it's Jesse Nelson. I've seen some amazing results by simply changing what I eat, thanks to the expert coaching from Madison Weight Loss. Closing in on the end of the 60-day program, I'm well in reach of achieving my goal to lose 40 pounds. I'm wearing clothes I never thought I'd fit into again, and I'm feeling great naturally, thanks to Madison Weight Loss.
To learn about our program, go to MadisonWeightLoss.com and schedule your free private phone consultation. Our staff will walk you through our entire program, talk about your health goals, and see if it's a good fit for you. Call 608-774-7241 or go to MadisonWeightLoss.com to schedule your free phone consultation now. That's MadisonWeightLoss.com. Results may vary.
Spooktacular savings are happening right now at Metro Ford of Madison. With 212 new vehicles available for purchase, qualified buyers can get 90 days deferred payments. The 24 Ford F-150 is available with 1.9% APR financing for 66 months, $15.54 per thousand borrowed, plus $3,000 total cash. Check out the 24 Ford Mach-E with 1.9 APR financing for 72 months, plus a free EV charger and home installation. Hurry to Metro Ford of Madison today.
From color-changing alexandrite to shimmering zircon and everything in between at Chalmers Jewelers, you'll find high-quality, affordable, one-of-a-kind pieces. We source straight from the gem cutters, and we manufacture in-house from start to finish. As the manufacturer, we believe in truth in pricing. Never pay more for quality and stunning, beautiful jewelry. She's one of a kind, and so should her jewelry be. While others may send your jewelry dreams to someone else to make, with us, your dreams become reality with the help of our custom jewelers, with you involved the whole way. With a staff that has over 200 years of combined experience, why buy from a place that marks up jewelry made by the thousands? When you can buy direct from Chalmers for that one-of-a-kind piece that is better quality, often for less.
Chalmers Jewelers in Middleton
and Madison.
This is a test. This station is conducting a test of the emergency alert system. This station has conducted a test of the emergency alert system.
When it comes to security for your home and family, you want a winner, and we found one when we placed our trust with J&K Security Solutions. This is Greg Gard. Kim and Jeff hit the game-winning shot for us with the Control 4 home technology system. Home or away, from our smartphones, we can open the garage door, dim the lights, turn on the TV, as well as arm the security system. That's convenience as well as peace of mind. Let J&K Security Solutions do for your home or business like they've done for us. Call 255-5799 or online at jksecurity.com.
When you've been seriously injured, you need a trusted team on your side. Gruber Law Offices is available 24/7 and will even come to you. Your first call is free. Your first visit is free. Gruber Law Offices. One call, that's all.
Hi, Dave from Canopy Wealth Management here. Our balanced approach helps guide you through a complex and ever-changing landscape. Throughout your family's financial planning journey, we will serve as a partner, advocate, and steward in all aspects to help you achieve your goals with confidence. At Canopy, care, competence, and clarity, it's not just a tagline, it's a promise. Go to canopy-wealth.com to get started today. That's canopy-wealth.com.
Step into nostalgia with the Miller High Life Dive Bar of the Week. Listen to Jim, Matt, and Molly every Thursday to find out where you can enjoy $2 Miller High Lifes and High Life Lights. To celebrate our love for dive bars, we are going to tell you about some of our favorites, including one featured dive bar that will offer $2 High Lifes and High Life Lights for the week. Taste the champagne of beer in its natural environment. A delightfully different dive bar in Wisconsin, like the Village Green, the Rail House, Rips Bar in Wanakee, and Old Duffer's Pub.
UW Credit Union presents the Prep Mania Student Athlete of the Week, supporting local student athletes as they grow on the field, in the classroom, and in the community. UW Credit Union is here for every you. Learn more at uwcu.org. Here's Dennis Semro with the UW Credit Union Student Athlete of the Week.
Our ESPN Madison UW Credit Union Student Athlete of the Week, Griffin Russo from Stoughton High School.
Yep.
Welcome.
Thank you very much for having me.
You're the second one. I covered your older brother, Gabe.
Yep.
You mentioned him as one of your role models. What kind of lessons did Big Brother teach little brother?
Gabe is my best friend. We've been working out together since I was in 7th grade, so that's going on 5 years now. Some of the advice he's given me is just always improve my best, try and become a better guy every day, whether it be on the field, as a son, as a brother, in the classroom, as a friend, just try and better myself every day, and also just to play aggressive. That's his other one.
When you look back to your time at Stoughton, what's going to stand out the most about being a student athlete here?
Yeah, definitely the community, the people, just the teachers I've had, the friends I've been able to make have been all incredible.
Matt Hamilton here to tell you about my friends at Revive Restoration. Nobody plans for accidents to happen, but when they do, you can count on Revive to be professional, efficient, and detail-oriented as they make things right again. Revive Restoration.
Fish Friday on Jim, Matt, and Molly is brought to you by Off-Broadway Draft House. Enjoy a traditional Friday fish fry at Madison's favorite neighborhood gathering spot, Off-Broadway Draft House.
They dance above me as I sing. I see them through a crystal haze and hear their sweet sound bouncing round the never-ending choral maze. The crystal haze and hear them bouncing round the room. The never-ending choral
It is
maze.
Jim, Matt, and Molly. We are presented by Coors Light. If the mountains are blue, you know what to do.
And that's crushed. Coors Light.
We are live from the Everlight Solar Studio, and thanks, Jason Wilde, for joining the show. And Matt and I continued the conversation in the break, and it is interesting. And for me, like for what I did covering teams, I didn't necessarily love going in the locker rooms because I didn't have the relationships with the players. I wasn't there all the time. The Badgers used to put players in the locker or in the weight room, and you would talk to them, and so that's how you kind of build up those relationships. That's how I've got to know Melvin Gordon and some of those players. Same with Badger basketball, because you got a chance to have a one-on-one without 5 or 6 other people around in the setting that didn't feel like sterile. The setting matters. But for a guy like Jason Wilde or some of those, or anyone out there who's covering a team regularly, like Jen Latta having access, maybe not to the locker, but Jen Latta, she's able to get those great stories because she gets all that time with those players before they actually film everything. And so the more time a reporter gets with players in sterile settings, the better it is for fans because they get to get more insight out there. But also there is an awkwardness to it, and there is kind of this trade-off professionally of like, hey, we're going to be professional and we're going to give you your privacy. Mm-hmm. And players understand that like we're getting paid millions, so we have to kind of make this trade-off. But to your point, I get where you're coming from as well.
Yeah. And again, I'm not even close to the same level, and
what I meant with the line is more of like, I've been in like even for Green Bay, and then let's say Green Bay plays San Francisco, there might legitimately be 50 reporters. And so like if you're a reporter, you're not going to get that. Even in a line, you're going to be the guy that all of a sudden has 5.
Right.
Because then the other.
Plus, if someone else asks a good question, you're not going to get that answer.
Right. Exactly.
All you have is your own questions.
Right.
I mean, I get that.
So what I brought up the line though is more of like there's just too many reporters there to physically pull this off because there's just not. It's hard to be done. There's no perfect way for it. I honestly like Kelsey's answer of like, look. His whole time, everyone is professional. Is it awkward? Yeah, but like we're going to assume everyone's professional, and that's that.
And also, like for the players, I mean, if you're going to feel uncomfortable being naked in front of the reporters, don't be naked in front of the reporters.
Oh, it's just
there was a large chunk of the players who were dressed before.
Yeah, I think that's like the minority.
You get 35, 40 minutes.
I guess. So, like, when I think locker room, I'm imagining that this is your locker, and when you go to the shower, you have to come back to your locker and change, and the reporter's going to be standing right there. Like, I
don't think they're just, like, watching them get dressed.
Well, I'm sure they're not, but at the same time, why put them in that situation?
Picture any locker room you've been with, because there is your clothes are there, but, like, picture it 10 times bigger than, than what you're
exactly.
imagining.
I just haven't... But I haven't even been in the Lambeau.
But they do allow you.
You got to do one of the tours.
I know.
They do allow you a lot of time to get changed if that's what you prefer to do.
Yeah, Jason was saying that 10 minutes and then they run it way longer. So
all right, let's get to Don't Quote Me.
We're not saying it's gonna happen.
Let it ride!
But if it does, then we want credit.
Say that again, because that is an amazing take.
I told you all.
If not, well...
Don't quote me, boy, because I ain't said...
Yes, we know from Jim Rutledge's media pass that he hates
to be quoted, guys, which is why we do this segment. We give our predictions for the Packers game this weekend against the Cardinals at Lambeau Field. We're going to give our long shot predictions, which, if they don't hit, doesn't matter. You can't quote us on Monday, but if they do happen, we're going to roll in that glory. So, Jim Rutledge, you start us off, media professional. What is your don't quote me prediction for this weekend's game?
So if I have it right, the Packers had, 260 yards rushing against the Colts. I think they're going to put up 200 yards rushing against the Cardinals. Wow. I think they're going to – Jordan Love's a little crazy with the ball, a little bit maybe letting it rip, letting it rain a little bit more than maybe the Packers want. The Cardinals are pretty horrible on run defense, and I think that Kyler Murray's explosiveness is enough where you play that complementary football, and they're going to run the ball a lot. Jacobs and Wilson will be effective, and I think you're going to see over 200 yards rushing as a team this Sunday for the Packers.
All right. That's a spicy one. I like it, Jim.
Spicy.
Molly Brown, you got something spicier for us?
Cardinals are 28th ranked for rushing defense. Wow. I didn't even realize that. But mine actually has to do with Romeo Doubs, so let's hope that he plays. I'm going to say that he's going to have 5 receptions on 6 targets for 1 touchdown. That'll be his first touchdown.
You're guessing the number of targets specifically?
Yes.
That's
receptions, targets.
You
Isn't that the
guessed
whole
receptions for
issue?
That's wild because
targets.
I went the other way. In my head, my bold prediction for a thought was that Romeo Doubs is not actually going to have any. He's going to have a 0 stat line.
No, they're not going to not give him any.
Yeah.
Because
So
then
do you
it'll
wanna
just mess
say-
everything up again.
Do you want to say precisely this is what he's going to get, or just
You
like
can leave
at
off
least?
the target is what he's saying.
Let's go precisely. Or
Yeah, boy.
what is 5 divided by 6? What's the percentage? 90?
No,
know
that's
math.
closer to about like 82%, 83%.
83.
It's 83%.
Okay, nerds, it's 83%. All right, so let's say, okay, we can either do 83% or we can do 5 of 6. Which one do you want to do?
I like 5 of 6. I like the bull
go with
All
prediction.
right, 6 targets, 5 receptions, 1 touchdown.
You want to
He
do
gets a
yards
tutter.
too and just get real wild with it?
That's crazy. I don't even know what number to pick.
This is
though.
such an exact prediction.
I know. I love it.
Well,
Just pick one.
you almost got it with Tucker Kraft. Let's go 55 yards.
Okay.
Okay. All
Nice.
right.
I like that prediction.
All right, Matt Hamilton, can you match that with your prediction?
No, but it is a bold one since the guy only has 6 pressures this season so
God.
far. I'm going to say 2 sacks for Rashawn Gary.
You heard the noise? What?
No, I just
Kyler's not
you
the
got
guy
a
for
mobile. You got a mobile quarterback. There's times where he might get out of the pocket and lead himself into trouble. Right? Rashawn Gary is an athlete. He hasn't gotten to the quarterback yet, but the guy is. He's going to be
Have
fine.
you seen
I'm giving him 2 sacks.
Okay, and we got them all there. So we got our don't quote me, and don't forget to go be a winner.
We got to
at
hear
Ho Chunk.
Ryan's.
Oh, sorry, but don't forget to go be a winner at Ho Chunk Gaming Madison. That's where winners go. Millions of dollars are won every single weekend at Ho Chunk Gaming Madison. You could quote me on that.
I will say I wasn't part of the show much today, so I can understand why Jim would forget me. That's fair. I accept that. But the one thing we all can't forget about is the best player on the Packers right now. That's Xavier McKinney.
Yeah.
But my prediction is this is the first game as a Packer. Xavier McKinney
Don't even do it.
does not get an
Oh
interception.
my gosh, that's already wrong.
That's
At this point, it's a
booty,
long shot
Ryan.
prediction, though, right? Him not getting a pick.
That's a good prediction, yeah, because Kyler Murray, well, he's only thrown 2 picks this year, but I think he can at times get a little turnover.
That offense wants to throw the ball over the top.
Yep.
He wants to hit Marvin Harrison Jr. But I just think that Xavier McKinney, if he gets six games, 6 picks in a row,
Man, this is so booty. Ryan's like, hey, he's got 5 picks already in each of the games so far. Doesn't get a pick like most DBs and safeties in the league. He's going to be like, I was right. He didn't get a pick.
Kyler Murray has thrown 2 interceptions this season.
Fine, I'll switch it. I'll say instead he gets his first defensive score of the season.
All right.
Whoa,
Scoop and
see?
score or pick 6.
I love that, Ryan. Thank you.
Matt, you should. I was wanting to get to this. You should have watched, or if you haven't, Mike Wall did a great breakdown of Rashawn Gary, and I think some of the concern is he's not the athlete that he was before this injury, and he never was a great technician. So he's got to figure out how to stop using speed and use more strength, and that's the transition he's going to have to make going forward. Mike Wall, former Packer, very pro Packer, had some really good insight. This has been Jim, Matt, and Molly, presented by Coors Light.
See ya.
The Jones family has its rules, just like any other family. Only difference is, ours are about making the best tasting, highest quality breakfast sausage you can buy.